attack, defend, blue 4 defending. 3 sector, red 4 attacking, blue 4.
All right. Whew. All right, you guys in yet? Zagan?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. Hey, I think he was going for a drink.
Keyson, right?
This is on Keyson.
Keyson?
Is that not how you pronounce it?
Isn't it Keyson?
Is it Keyson? My bad.
Keyson.
I'm pretty sure it's Keyson.
I think I pronounce it Keyson because of something from Homeworld Cataclysm. So.
Because you don't know how to speak English?
Yes.
No, because there's a ship called the Cleeson, and that has a similar spelling.
So specific.
Yeah, I know. That's my brain fixates. Anyway, Op 4 attacking. Who wants to start us off, actually?
Jim, can you actually start off with the Op 4 since they're attacking?
Yes, I will.
I still gotta set up my stream commands.
Yep.
So, looking at it here, they are the typical, I think it's PAVN with their SKS rifles. So, majority having SKSs, with the sniper having a Mosin with that PU scope. It's a PKP, I think? The machine gunner's having with the AK sort of gun.
PK.
PK, thank you. And then you have the PPSH. You said it was, I can't actually remember the names. I'm terrible remembering gun names, so don't judge me too hard.
That's a K50N.
K50N, thank you. In terms, so that's pretty much it for their kits. In terms of their assets, they have a couple transport trucks, a static Dushkum, low static Dushkum. Interesting to see that on the attacking side. They have a Dushkum mounted on the back of a truck, and a BTR 40 with the Dushkum on top. Moving on to the people.
Do you want me to break that down?
Yeah, you can do it better than I can.
All right, so we got Vagrant leading under Platoon HQ for Op 4. He is one of the veteran commanders, similar to Pierce. Always takes it at least once a week, if not twice, one per branch. And then we got Maz under him as the 2IC again, mission maker, commander. Does really well in these stakes, so he'll understand how these operations go. For X-Ray, we've got Ash leading his group with, Despo. Actually, we only see Despo and Tymek from his group there, but looks like Cosm, Criminal, and Fred are jumping in with him as well. And we also see some of them around a lawn boat here. Are they going to be able to transport these lawn boats to the water? Because I remember seeing in the brief that they had access to 4 lawn boats. You can actually see them by these trucks.
Oh, I didn't realize those were physical things.
Egg, are they able to tow the boats with the trucks, or how would that work?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, it might be scripted in, but I genuinely, I don't particularly see the point.
I think it's meant to be a prop.
Yeah, or I guess a way to screw with Blue 4 into thinking there'll be a river-based assault, which we have seen missions designed like that in the past. So we'll see if it plays in or not. But otherwise, let's see who is taking that marksman rifle. That would be Fred with the scoped Mosin. I noticed this week they added the PU scopes on the Mosins for that marksman. But otherwise, Staff Sergeant Bridges taking a lead under Alpha HQ. He's got a bunch of 29th ID members as well as some fill-ins. So we got, for example, Danny DeCito, Kiri, members of TSB in there. 17th RB with Corporal Adrian also in there. And Mike and Michael, I feel like are Papega members because I've seen members from Papega with those similar names, but I don't know if they're fill-ins for Papega or if, because I see Papega over on Blue 4, so I can't say. But regardless, they're under that group. Alpha 2, meanwhile, has more 29th ID guys. Warwick, Cyrus, Poe, Arcor, Wheaton. But otherwise, it's clear that 29th ID, I would say the 4th best community within FNF are under Op 4 in that regard. We also see that with Bravo, Grav leading the Bravo group with T4 Herb under him as the 2IC. Norris leading Bravo 1. He's also got Dooley and Bayant, 2 of the best players within FNF under that group for Bravo 1, so that's good to see. Bravo 2, we've got Lurch, Acid Pantalones, Nuclear Moose, Mito, Budge. I forget what group they represent, but they're always seen playing together, and it looks
PLH.
like... PLH, that's it, my bad. And then we got a few fill-ins coming in under Delta and Charlie, and they'll probably join up with other groups. Overall, pretty good roster. Good commander, good 2IC. They got the 29th ID and the bulk of them under, as well as some pretty hardcore hitters like Bayant, also known as T5 Bay, also known as Not Bay, paired with Dooley in the same group. So I'll be really curious to see how that goes. Bayant also has a version of the SKS that has the 22mm rifle rounds, so I'll be curious if he does anything exotic with that. Overall, pretty good roster, but I already saw some names on the other side, so we'll compare that in a second. Someone want to go over Blue 4's capabilities before I break down their number? All right, cool.
All right, so let's take a quick look as they start to take their positions. So they will be regular Blue 4 forces. They are wearing ERDL or EDRL. I forget which.
Lunch really filled me up.
ERDL.
But if you want to order something, feel free. I will take a nibble
but
at
yeah,
it.
rocking the classic M16s, seeing some M14s.
Second MRB. You're
See
right,
the
Zambo.
M40
That's
Nemesis
completely my
there.
bad.
So he'll be taking that sniper role. We see the pilot without any clothes
That's
on
second
with a
RB.
grease
All right.
gun.
My bad. I always get them
Shadows.
confused.
And yeah, exactly.
And yes,
No,
Bay
doesn't need
changed
to
his
be
name
afraid.
again.
But yeah, your classic USGI loadout. See a bunch of M60s. They are actually all wearing Arvin
Fives.
helmets. I guess they are.
I guess
even though
no,
they're
because I
blue
don't know what
forward,
that
they
is.
should be Arvin.
Yeah,
Uh,
Arvin Range.
Have you had a look at Puff the Tragic Wagon yet?
I'm just now looking at Puff the Tragic Wagon, and that is something else. An armored question mark. Truck
the
with
gun
3
truck.
M2s.
Yeah, it's got a sort of half an inch steel armor plate all over it, so it's not too bad.
And it's got music.
No, that's Sideways truck.
Yeah, gotta love that
Gotcha.
Prairie Fire, copyright-free Vietnam music.
Oh yes, you can stream that. That's no problem.
Oh yeah.
It's quite nice.
Well, the rock music was composed by Adam, who was at school with me when I was a young lad, and
That's cool.
I met up with him 30 years later and said, "Do you fancy making a track for us for our new video game?" And then he made 15.
Damn.
Yeah,
Hard
That's
worker.
pretty good value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did okay out, but yeah, he'd had quite a big health complication the previous year and was off
Righto,
work,
Zambo.
so it gave him something to do while he was recovering. And bless him, he knocked it out of the park with the soundtrack.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise, you want me to break down Blue 4's roster?
Go for it.
right.
The only other thing, the only thing I've mentioned is the, is that a Comanche?
Ah, the helicopter. Name's on the tip of my tongue.
It's an Arvin one, so technically it's it's probably a CH-34 Choctaw.
Yeah, the
Choctaw,
Choctaw,
that's the
that's it.
The US Army version, because the Arvin got those. The Marines, it's called a Seahorse.
Yeah, because they were CBs. Right? I believe
No,
so.
well, no, it's just called a Seahorse. It's an H-34 Seahorse if you're a Marine. So it's CH-34 Choctaw, named after the Native American tribe.
Right. Yeah, I must be thinking of something else. Anyway, roster, sorry.
All right, so as was already mentioned, we got the gun truck with the 350 cals on it. The Choctaw has the 2 M60s on the side, so 7.62 machine guns, and there's also some static M2s, I believe 2. One you can see on the rear of the Choctaw at the moment, closer to the U.S. Army tractor there. The other, I actually don't know where it is. I'd assume it is at a different sector or it's being brought over now. But otherwise, roster-wise, we have Mr. Sexy Voice, a.k.a. Night Owl. Egg, I would recommend you have a chat with Night Owl. His voice is absolutely amazing.
You can just hop down into the operations room.
Just have a listen if you get the
Yeah,
chance.
so have you ever heard like someone called Corpse at all?
No.
Well, he's just got a really deep voice. It's beautiful.
Very, very deep but silky smooth, not really gravelly.
It's nice. But regardless, he doesn't command as often as someone like Vagrant or Pierce, but he is still a pretty good commander in his own right. Otherwise, Olaf leading the X-Ray team, Nemesis being the M40 sniper, and they are staying by the helicopter, which I would assume means they're going to deploy X-Ray in a helicopter Where, though, is a good question because this map is pretty open. I imagine maybe at point 502 to try to get some Overwatch from all the way up here. But even then, it's a bit far off. So maybe some other Overwatch point. Maybe they'll try to find Op 4 first and then deploy around them. But it is anyone's guess where they're going to put that force. Otherwise, we got members of 4IB taking Alpha HQ. Under that, we got Alpha 2, which I believe those are all players of... No, we have some of the devs. I know Whiplash for SOG is in there. Tanaka from Coalition is in there. Phoenix I recognize, and I think Battle Beef, but I forget which community they represent, whether or not they're Coalition or they might be SOG. I'm unfamiliar with all the names. Go ahead.
Really funny because in the last round of EU, Tanaka was the one killing all of them, and now he's leading them.
Now he's leading them. That's funny.
Go
Otherwise,
6.
Charlie 1, this is what I was interested in when I was breaking down Op4's roster. They got Papega under them. So the big names out of them, which, by the way, they're all really good players, but the really, really good ones, Kane Legal Action, I don't see Guy Fieri, and I don't see Arma Jesus. Yeah, Arma Jesus and Charlie 2 under himself in his own group, so he'll probably join up with Charlie 1. But otherwise, I do not see Guy Fieri. I think he's retiring for the night. So... Otherwise, Patman also joined under Alpha 2. I know he's a Coalition member. But otherwise, Gamma 1, which I believe is going to be the gun truck. So they only have Letofel and Russian Fury. And then Hotel 1, we got Legs Flying again, and Nightshade and Mountain are going to be his gunners. And then Swola under Bravo 2, he's going to jump in. We don't have a Bravo element right now, so I think he's just taking the engineer to take a shotgun, and then he'll probably join up with someone else. So again, smaller numbers because it's NA, but... that means the tactics are just that much more important. But with this being a 3-sector defense, I can almost guarantee Blue 4 is going to forego defending one of the sectors. Probably Sector 1 based off of their unit deployments. And they're already opting for Sector 3, which is on a ridge, which can be quite defendable if they position their forces accordingly. But with their numbers, I wouldn't be surprised if they just chose to defend 1 and 1 only. I mean... Sector 2, in my opinion, is the best call here because it's got some really good Overwatch on some open area on one of the vectors into the AO from the northwest. It's all waterway, so you don't really have to worry about watching that. It's like an open field. It's very unlikely something's going to come down there. Instead, they've got just kind of a southwestern choke point with a little bit of tree line coming in, and then basically the southeast all the way to the north tree line there as well. They got a nice clearing as well as a little bit of high ground going in, so they could just reinforce all these fortifications here. And the only problem I think I see with it is still a pretty small AO in itself. Just really like, I think a cop would be the proper term.
So this is PKL now.
No, this is case on.
It's case on now.
Oh, is it? I don't even know my own map.
Yeah.
I thought it was PKL.
Yeah, RHS PKL now. This is good old case on.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, it's late.
Understandable.
Just looked at the shape.
It is.
Of the river,
It is late.
I really believe that was PKL when I
I
saw
think
it.
I think I'll be doing this round, and then I'll play maybe the second, and then I think I'll head off.
Dream, if you get killed by a truck again in the first 3 minutes, I'm going to laugh at you and never let you hold it down. I'm sorry to say. So please don't.
Quick.
Yeah.
Egg, how are you meant to climb into the cockpit of this chopper?
Oh, man, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub.
What, it chunked it?
Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario.
The ladder and.
Oh, there's a ladder that comes out. Also, yeah, you saw that. Yeah, Mountain hopped out of the helicopter at the last second for some reason.
Ivan did. So did Ivan.
Okay, well,
They can't get in.
no, they hopped out as the helicopter was taking off for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know if they were forced out
I don't
because of
know.
AIDS or something, which I know that
It just
sometimes
looked funny.
happens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the floating market. I know where we are now. So that's Tempest floating
Cola.
market. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. This is cool, the floating market.
So, okay, so yeah, I was going to say, because I thought it was PKL, I was going to make a comment about how dense the foliage is and how you would have to use a lot of ventilating fire and stuff.
We just started
Or
timer.
prophylactic fire, you might call it, just fire into the bushes because you can't, see anybody.
And yeah, Flex, that would be a good call.
Because it's Kaysan, the bushes are spread
And
out quite a lot. You've actually got
Bulgaria, just do
lot of
exclamation point FNF, and that'll get you all the information. We've been streaming for only 15 minutes, and we're probably going to be going for another like 2 to 3 hours.
This is something people may not know, in the audience, but the cell size of the terrain makes a really big difference in terms of the way you can design the foliage and the tactical ground cover. If you make a 5x5 map, you have a 1 meter cell size. Therefore, you have really smooth, like dips, depressions, and ridges. You can make everything look and feel really, really realistic.
So Red 4 are actually pushing south right now. I don't actually know what road they're going to follow. I don't know if they're going to turn off right here or if they're going to turn. I can only predict they're going to turn left and go straight for Sector 3.
Yeah, that looks like they're going for the long play and go on that eastern bridge. And yeah, Sector 3. Instead of, I assume they think there's going to be lookouts at like Hill 26 or Sector 1, but there's nothing over there. And if Swole is able to get to that bridge, you could probably mine it as well before Red 4 even get close.
Is Swallow? Oh yeah, he is.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
We'll see what he intends
My
about that.
sister forced me to bring
We're
her
looking at it,
for work and made me
Oh, wow.
miss the freaking round by
We're looking at it,
Sorry,
it seems they're actually gonna go
Korvac.
far
Thanks for the 5-month
east
resub, but
and then take the bridge to the east.
Sorry
of
to hear
Fonzie,
that.
northeast of Fonzie,
you'll get
and
into
go
round 2 and
that
3,
route
man. But
instead.
thanks for that resub.
Yeah,
Like I
thanks.
said.
Hope you enjoy watching
Did
until we
you
get
say
to
that? I
round
thought
2.
you said I thought you said Swallow, so I thought you meant the main bridge right in front of Swallow.
Before I talked about Swallow, that's what I mentioned.
Oh, sorry, I'm very tired.
So
okay.
the guys heading west, do you think they're a distraction?
Yeah, either a distraction or they're going to try and maybe get some shots from the floating market across the river. Maybe they'll try to cross it and just like swim it. That's not the wildest thing, especially for X-ray. That's not the wildest thing I've ever seen from an element like that.
They are going to push straight into the Gulf War and Vic.
If they went
Oh
up
no, they're
to,
going way past.
If they went up to these docks up here to the west of Kola, then swam over to south tip of Misano, that island.
Can I cut you off for 1 second?
Go for it.
There are 2 boats from their spawn that are missing.
Oh, maybe they.
So I
can
think
load
they
them.
loaded them.
Oh, you know the truck with the big back. Big back. No, well, maybe not then. I don't know. They must have scripted in to be able to load them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because you can do that,
Yeah.
Don't know
but
if it's using our logistics module, but if it is, you can load things into the trucks.
there is
It
a
might
way
be
with
a custom
Ace that you
script.
can set
Mm.
objects to be loadable and unloadable in vehicles. So I imagine they did something like that.
And that includes loading vehicles into other vehicles if you set it
So
right.
would you say X-Ray most likely have it, and that's where they're going to deploy them?
Quite possibly.
They left the Dushcom behind,
Well, there you go. They're moving out.
Yeah.
and the Dushcom truck.
It's a weird choice, but
Well, I mean, you're attacking, and I think they prefer the element of surprise rather than taking a massive vehicle that, in those trucks, is going to be really loud. Also, they're getting this boat out. If they are getting the boat out, they're getting the boat out right next to some trees, and then also the bamboo forest.
yeah, you gotta be a little worried about clipping at that point. But Fred's staring at it, so I assume he's doing the unload
Yeah.
animation right now.
It's just where is it going to come out?
Cross your fingers.
They've all sort of backed away from it.
Yeah,
Fred's
right,
probably
just
gone.
in case.
Fred's probably gone.
They know
Oh.
how dangerous this could be.
Okay.
Where'd it go?
I don't think it came out.
Wait a minute. I mean, at that point, if you're trying to unload something from a truck, you could just drive the truck into the water because you have the other truck.
Yeah.
And then that would
Okay,
guarantee it
yeah.
unloading into the water, you know?
But could you still be able to unload it if the...
Well, I mean, you don't have to put it entirely in the water,
Oh,
just like
yeah.
on the edge, you know?
See, our logistics system, when you click unload, it will put it in your hand, and then you turn around and
Mhm.
place it in water, drop it.
And there
Yeah.
it is. Exactly as we
And
said.
It's blown up.
Perfect. I knew that was going to happen.
Well, I mean,
How
at least they cleared
unfortunate.
out The bamboo.
They do have one more boat though,
Mm-hmm.
which won't fit all of them.
It also hit Criminal in the foot.
That boat should fit 6 of them, doesn't it?
Well, we drove them the other day when we did the escape mission.
Yeah, right. But that
5, I think, maybe 6.
plus driver, maybe?
I just want to say that escape mission. Do you know the escape mission? Well, of course you know the escape mission. Oh, it's incredible. We played it the other day, and we were going down the stream in the boats, and it
Boat exploded.
That's cook-off.
Nice.
There's
No,
the other
that's
one.
the second boat.
That one went in.
Okay.
No. The first boat had a cook-off explosion, probably with the engine. Second one they just unloaded and it's fine.
Yeah, we drove down the stream to epic music while being shot at from every angle. So
Phenomenal
fun.
moment
They
right
should-
there.
They really should try and get that boat into the water away from that boat, because I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the only cook-off.
Well, that's the thing. It's trapped there now. They can't push it.
No, they can.
push it.
Yeah.
You say as they start pushing it.
I didn't know we had
literally
that.
say
I
as
didn't
they
know that.
start pushing
I
it.
literally did not know we had that.
Well, no shit.
It's a feature of Ace. You're able to push boats if they're on ground into the water.
It's taken them really long though.
I'm just excited to see this go wrong.
Will it clip with the truck?
That's why they're trying to pull the truck back
I'm
slowly.
not concerned if it's going to clip. I'm concerned if it's going to desync into the truck or the truck into the boat.
And they hit the tree.
Well, yeah. He needs to use his mirrors.
Oh god. Oh, look at all that blood.
Yeah, because the cook-offs. Ooh, yeah, there's a little bit of desync.
Almost got run over there.
It's funny that the longer you play Armour, the more you know about this stuff, right? So
Yep.
we're obviously all Armour veterans here. We're all just watching this.
We want to see it go wrong.
We have this sort of sick dream that it's just flies up and kills one of them.
Oh no, Egg.
Thanks for the 24-month resub.
You say something,
Nothing
and
ready to
then
say.
the cosmic energy.
I hope you enjoy the Silver Lance Corporal badge.
Just
Hope you keep enjoying the
No, they
operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Can fit 6. I don't know why they brought. Well, actually, no. I don't know
He's
why they
going to run
brought
him
2.
over. He's running
As a
over.
backup.
Yeah, they probably brought 2 for this exact reason.
Or to, just split up their forces. Sometimes it's better to take 2 vehicles than one, in case one goes down.
How loud are these things? Because the harbor,
Decently.
the harbor is quite. Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter how close they are.
What are the odds they push it in the water and it just drifts off into the distance?
That'd be hilarious.
And they're immediately under fire from the gun car.
I knew it.
No, don't go
Don't
parallel with
turn.
fire.
Oh, someone just got hit.
Yeah, someone
Driver just got hit.
Driver's dead. Ash and criminal immediately dead.
More blood.
They're all just jump out the boat.
They don't realize no one's driving it.
They got.
I mean, they got to land.
They got snuck. Well, they got shot from behind by the.
Oh my
gunman,
god.
Yeah, G1.
Which I literally said. So,
You took
visionary.
my last $12. At least
It's the
worth
tragic
it in the
wagon.
opinion
There's
of
a
this
tragic
cat
end to their
boy.
story.
Thank you, Faber.
Oh,
I thought a subscription was
wow,
$4.99, but I'll
that's
take
50
12.
coming in
Hope
at
you keep
the
enjoying the
very
operations, and I hope you get a
That's
nice
a
kick out of this scenario.
That is an 800, almost 900 meter shot.
2 of them
and,
as well.
And the worst thing they could have done was
What
run
they
away
did.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They sh-
Was
They should've-
running a straight line along the fire.
Yeah.
If they kept going,
Yeah, they
would have been
would've been
fine.
Mhm.
They would have been so much more fine. I don't think anyone would have gotten killed if they just kept going.
Ooh, their marksman's opening up on the Vic.
I'm never gonna really understand. So, Blue 4 dropped their X-ray all the way south.
Yeah, I told you, like, I don't know why.
They're gonna be out the game.
I did that once as a commander to someone in a TMTM co-op. And that, and it was such a good idea at the time. This is not that time. They are
This is not
so
that time.
far away. They're a solid, maybe 900 meters away from Sector 1, and there is no one here anymore. They are way too late to catch anyone off guard.
I guess when the fighting starts, they might be able to, but we've seen it time and time again. They'll drop an X-ray behind the force, and then the fighting will start, and then they'll all die.
But the thing is, but for those players, they're not going to do anything until the 11th hour.
Hey, that 50 cal, I think, just sniped someone else. They're down to 3.
Yeah, they adjusted
I
the
got a
shot.
I was literally gonna. I was
Oh, it's
literally.
Lotto fell.
I was literally about to call that by saying they're going back to the exact spot where they could still be shot from.
Yeah.
There goes Hotel. Probably going to add some more pain.
They're trying to find him first.
Russian Fury and Latofel there, they're doing a great job because they've got 50 cal. That's got a 2,000 meter range.
And
these
yeah,
guys,
that shot's like 900 meters.
900 meters. He's got a spotter. Like, you know, they're in deep trouble here.
The helicopter's still misranging here. It's firing at where the truck was, not realizing that's where they were, but are currently not. Now, this firefight's all fun and dandy to, you know, say, haha, 4 X-rays getting their butts kicked, but Vagrant, at this point, is just using them as a distraction because I was originally going to discredit what he did with his deployment here by not using the southern bridges because there's less players, therefore you can take those extra risks. But look at what he's fully deployed here. On across the river, bypassing any choke points Blue 4 might have been able to set up. Now within striking distance of Sector 3, and then from Sector 3, you've got great overwatch of the 2 other sectors to at least look and then make your next play. So I'm still leaning to opt for doing a great job here because Blue 4 has divided their force into what I like to call a strong arm, weak arm. They've got a weak arm force on Sector 3 and a strong arm on Sector 2, and they've left Sector 1 open to Swola, who I think is just booby trapping the place.
And they've sent their strongest arm, Dooley and Bay, to Sector 1.
Ah, of course. But
I would disagree with you on the point of the Overwatch. This is Vietnam. You do not have Overwatch.
Well, no. Okay, so when I say Overwatch in this point, in this specific example, it's just so they can look on the edge of the tree line and see, okay, what looks like they have a lot of defenses. Does that FOB have a lot of movement? Does that open area at the other sector have a lot of movement? It's not meant for us to then start shooting. It's meant to, you know, just look and see which one's going to be the easier objective or the harder one, and then send the forces accordingly. Because with Sector 3 here, Op4 has the luxury of being able to send in their entire force and just smashing the shit out of that position with a steamroll. But, yeah, go ahead.
Quickly, Fred managed to scare Golf away, and they're repositioning now, but Fred got a really nice accurate shot. Didn't kill him, but I don't think it hit him either, but I definitely scared him.
Heard the plane of it, and that was enough to make him back off. See, but at that accuracy, I think Blue 4 can now properly predict that that's the X-ray team. So where's the main force on top of that? But back to what I was going on, with that Overwatch, they can then say, okay, we see a little bit of movement at Sector 1, let's send a small force there, and then let's send the rest of our force, this major group, to then fight with Blue 4's major group. But because they have that number advantage, it's still going to be a steamroll, but a little tougher because Blue 4 has their main force over at the northern sector. But a lot of times in Arma 3 PvP, it could be Coalition, CCO, it could be OFCRA, it could be here, could be AFI. The force that properly piecemeals or takes the opportunities given to them to just steamroll an enemy garrison, 9 out of 10 times will win the fight.
Have you seen who the Blue 4 force that's going to hit the first bulk of contact is, though? It's Papega
Yeah,
Pirates.
it is Papega. So the 1 out of 10 time is why groups like Scandi Recon, Papega Pirates, why individual players like Stark or Bayant, whatever he wants to call himself these days, is why they're noteworthy, because they are such wild cards that could completely blow everything over. Papega is, in my opinion, the best defensive faction in all of FNF. Because we have seen them, wrong word to use, community.
I know what you mean. It's just a funny idea.
But there's been multiple rounds where they are at full or half strength, and they are literally able to keep tabs with, if not slightly winning or losing against a force 4 or 5 times their own size. So I'll be really curious to see how this one goes, but against a full strength force, I don't think Papega is going to be able to get it. They might be able to knock out the number advantage to then let the rest of Blue 4 be able to weather the storm here, but it's going to be a very tough fight.
I do agree with you that they're the best defensive team. I almost called it faction again.
I'm sorry.
But I would also notch on that they're the best offensive defensive faction.
I sort of GL go off.
Their defense, their offense in defense is one of the best I've seen. It was Zoni or Schnuffles accidentally firing
A flare on them.
a flare. They've got their radio going as well. In their car still.
Hey, Jimbo, how you doing? Always a pleasure to see people like you around from way back when.
Op 4 coming in over the mountain.
I don't think he will. He hasn't got any lights.
Oh, he's got lights.
Well, no, he hasn't got any lights like illuminating that area, and I think it's perfectly under the cover of night. If he comes for one more pass, he might see Alpha.
He's also got the 2 gunners.
With the foliage cover here, there might be some openings where we could see that helicopters, gunners do a little bit of damage to help stave things off, but the sheer amount of force right here. I mean, let's look at Pepega in depth right now. So Flux, he's the auto rifleman, but he's holding what is that, an M2 carbine with the little the curved mag instead of the straight one. That's the M2, right?
Yes.
We've got King with an M16. Arma Jesus has his binos out, but he's got an M16 203. It's the predecessor to the 203, but the GL attachment.
Right.
That's it. Legal Action has the M60. Coop has a grease gun. Sideways has a grease gun. Schnuffles has a Grenadier M16 again. And Zoni has that's either a Mark 14 or an M1 carbine. Looks like the 14, though, because of that stick mag.
Do you see Coop and Sideways, their position?
They're in the bunker. What the fuck?
They are playing, they're just sitting crisscross applesauce almost.
That is a really cheeky position, actually.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. And they actually covered the hole
With the tire!
Okay,
That might be a little obvious.
that is not allowed.
How is that not allowed?
Because it's blocking an entrance.
But no.
the only
So it
entrance.
doesn't actually stop. You can just pick up the tire, Dream. It's not like they're able to cover the tire.
I've still got to do my job.
No, come on. That's funny.
They're not going to get fucking banned. Probably just be hey, don't do this again, because you can make the same case for when people stack tires in front of doors. Just move them. It's like,
Well,
no.
we've seen tire cades before.
All right then, Sunshine, you're
And
nicked.
It's a speed landmine. If you're going too fast and you hit the tire, you're gonna go into Arma orbit and kill yourself.
Listen, don't punish the crabs because they wanted to have a private conversation.
Unfortunately, I have to do my job.
I know.
So.
Gamma firing at X-ray again.
Why must I punish the crab? Because I've been given a responsibility.
So the boat's driving again, and now the helicopter sighted it too.
Oh, so they just can't catch a break.
Yeah. And they're firing small arms at the helicopters. The helicopter dives.
Yeah, I think Keeling's forgot he doesn't have any forward armaments.
Greg is a very careful pilot, so he'll try not to, even if it's small arms, he'll try not to take any brunt of force.
Maz leading the charge for this massive Op 4 battle, and look at that. That's a
of them realize.
great. That is a great platoon formation for this AO.
None of them have realized. Oh no.
They lack the critical information.
They're
As the
distracted
sun
by the
rises.
music going off from the truck.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Coop
think
and
he's shutting
Sideways
off.
are having fun. King is, oh god, they're in the trees.
T4 Herb. Someone just got killed off the ladder. Oh my god. The GIs were not expecting this one. Even if it's Pepega, they're quickly trying to spring into action. Oh my god. The sheer amount of explosives going off, all of the Op 4 fire coming in. Look at all of these rounds going. Holy shit. This massive concave along the northeast and south.
They're popping red smoke.
My god. Helicopter just entering the AO here.
One of its gunners actually just DC'd.
No.
Yeah, it was Mountain when he's needed the most. Arma Jesus on the outside trying to stop a few guys.
Well, it's
Jesus
off
Christ,
now.
look at King in legal action.
Oh.
There's 4 left. Sideways and Coop are both up.
Legal Action trying to breach in. He's being fired from all sides. Manages to get a kill. Now he's got to pull back. Pushing. Getting behind Stottenbay. Takes him out. But now he's under fire and gets taken out by Danny DeCito.
Danny, yeah.
Papega has been completely encircled. They have no room to make any maneuvers. Only Armagy is going to be able to get away with this.
Sideways left the hole. He got one, but he's going to get killed by Armor. He's trying to make it. Oh, he can't get back into the hole. Coop is the last
Due to the handgun from Arcor.
Oh, here goes
Bates
Arcor.
is still up. Wait, no, that's he's red for. Who the other one? Flux. Flux with the M2
Oh
car.
my god.
See the hole.
A grenade goes off, knocks out. Oh no, they're already down. My bad.
Oh my god, Red 4 actually lost quite a few dudes in this attack.
Yeah.
They have.
Against Papega, though, it could have been a lot worse. Let's be honest.
Flux goes down. Coop is the last one.
Helicopter's just firing.
I mean, with this many enemies here, the helicopter could fire and actually have a decent chance to hit someone.
Flux, back up.
And is immediately taken out by 2 different shooters at 2 different directions.
And now we wait for any friendly fire.
Now they're gonna... Oh, yep, there's the GL on cue. Holy shit.
See what I mean, Egg?
Ban.
That's what I mean.
Now it's the hunt for Coop.
Why are they still GLing the building?
Because they know there's someone still in here, so they're assuming that they're not. They're thinking that they got him cornered.
Armageddon is about to flank Norris. Norris on the edge of the smoke. Armageddon doesn't look up enough. But now you're seeing X-Ray. They've come back in. They're trying to start getting some pickoffs on Op4.
Yeah, Norris.
How long until Op4 realize that wheels are in a peculiar spot?
Moved. Because Sideways said, oh no, it's not.
Oh.
Someone.
Say, hey, this very
Why is this
obvious
tire here?
He left.
They're screwed as soon as grenades start throwing,
No,
getting
then
thrown.
he's trying to- he sees him.
Oh my god. Michael.
Michael knew. He knew
Why
not
is
to
it
go
always
in
the
the
people
hole.
with just like a really basic first name? There's Logan, it's Sam,
Ooh,
now
Whiplash.
it's Michael. Are we sure these aren't just bots? Like just
Whiplash
first name,
crashed out.
default
Yeah, I saw that.
bots? Oh my god.
So let's see. Op4 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 casualties in that fight. Technically KIAs, because casualty would also mean they were knocked
7,
unconscious.
So, and Papega Pirates lost 7.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Equal trade.
1 for 1.
equal trade, but that is exactly what Op4 needed to make in that
Yeah,
play to
that's
keep
what I
that
was gonna
number
say.
advantage. Now, I am really curious to see what Armageddon does, because he can circle this AO and pick off any outline element, and that is exactly what Papega is good at, even if they're one man.
Yeah. No, the fact he survived this long and he's the way he's circling and trying to.
Grav's
trying to
dead.
get angles.
Grav is dead. There it
Grav
is.
is dead.
Perfect little burst.
Op4 have 2 men up. They've got guns up.
Little double tap.
Chasing on the long Jesus.
Yeah, Ozzy trying to suppress. Grenade out.
It's going to go further down.
Wow. Look
This
how-
grenade is going to go right in, knocks out 2 dudes.
What a nade.
Vito and Morgan going down.
Another nade. Oh, these nades.
This is the thing.
Armageddon is about to be flanked, though. He's in trouble.
There's Maz on his left.
He needs to back up. He needs to back up.
I don't think he can.
He's got a little bit of space before the next bit of cover. If he can
He's
kill Maz, he
reloading.
can try and run.
Maz doing the flank. He's going to get him. There it is. Flank 3 ways.
Well, he got... No, he didn't get any more. He got 1. He
No.
got Grav, so it's still...
Yeah, he
oh,
got
no.
Grav.
No, he didn't.
Is Grav still up?
No, Grav
Grav's
is still up. He
still
pushed south. Where is
Maz did a
Morgan?
job of flanking in there.
The 2 guys who went down by the nade got back up as well.
Mito
Yeah.
and Morgan, yeah, they're both back up. So it was all for naught, but it was pretty cool.
In Armageddon's shoes, though, he saw a single guy and
Yeah.
took him out. I think anyone in his shoes would have made that same call because he didn't realize that just up the slope, in cover that he couldn't see, there's like 5 dudes there. He just saw an individual, took that opportunity, but it unfortunately bit him in the ass, and that's just fog of war at that point.
Personally, I would have Judging based on like the amount of gunfire and contact that there was, I would have waited a bit longer before firing at all. I mean, hey, maybe he could have switched to melee and gone but bonked him instead.
Frag him. That was the way to do it. I think he had an underslung. He could have just zeroed out 50 meters and hit him with the underslung.
Hit him in the jaw. Ugh. That could have worked too.
You can't do that with AI because AI will target you if you fire an underslung.
Yep.
You know, they know you.
They hear the thunk.
Your value to them goes up through the roof at that point. Like firing a rocket, isn't it?
It happens, Ahmed.
They all target you. But human players aren't the same.
I don't know how the blue 4-4s are going to defend against this massive push.
And they're going to be
holding actual defenses, hopefully.
But Op 4 is going to continue to come down through concealed areas with the thick tree lines. Blue 4, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, since we looked away, Fred has died in the X-ray team.
Well, he made a noble effort at the distraction technique there, and you know, they literally wrong-footed Blue 4.
They are up shit creek without a paddle.
Nemesis, oh dear, the boomer that he is, he's mismarking himself on the map in global. He's marking all of Op 4's stuff in global that he's tracking from X-ray.
Yeah, and Nemesis as well. He just wrote Nemesis as like a signature.
I'm gonna poke him at the end of this.
Just start circling friendlies.
The old man is,
Do you think he knows?
he's losing it. No, he sometimes forgets.
Nemesis is just... He's one of... Liru used to call Nemesis one of the best players. Or, you know, he still is
one of... I used to call him the best, but then T5A just started going ham.
Yeah, and
but Nemesis is part of Scandi, which is still the best community. They had a massive powwow, FNF Titans. They determined Scandi was the best community, but...
Yeah. They got rid of the arrow, but the markers are still up.
Someone just made a point in my chat. It's okay, FNF never looks at the map.
Oh yeah, because they friendly fire all the time.
Ooh, I think the helicopter actually got one. Stathenberger went down. Either that or...
he's been down for a while.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say either the helicopter got him or walked in front of someone's barrel.
I was just chatting to a veteran on Facebook today who had a King B helicopter like that one in Con 2 in 1968, and they had a 50 Callan and minigun on it.
Almost like a budget spooky, or like you mean like pylons?
No, it was on
pretty
the
much
door,
well,
it
pretty
was a
much.
minigun, and on the right door it was a 50 cal.
Jesus.
The left window, sorry, it was a minigun.
Yeah.
So, you know, these guys just have two M60s. Opera can be thankful for that.
Yeah, pea shooters compared to what you're talking about.
It did give me
I just realized
ideas.
Julie's dead.
Yeah, Julie got picked off in the initial firefight, and I would love to see those ideas bear fruit one day.
He is angry.
Yeah, I would also like to see those ideas one day.
I mean, from my POV, the thing you would do is you just take the pylon, unscript the ammo, and then just add the gun and ammo code for you know, a different pylon and make it work that way. But the actual model.
With door guns, you can't do that because we have animated ammo belts, and they have a lot of complicated bones. It's
really?
A bit more involved, yeah.
Huh.
Nemesis and Bay getting closer and closer to each other. Bay wants this sector.
Yeah, there's big strike force coming in from the northeast.
Chopper spotted him.
And Conshaw's firing back.
I really want to see Blue 4 Alpha 2 push back up to the hill and start manning those defenses again, because they're very worried about this supposed X-ray group assaulting from the forest at any time, but it's never gonna come.
I've just been told by someone watching some of the streams on the ground, and I'm not sure if this is true because of the nature of what was said, but it is from one of the dedicated players, Korvac. Apparently, Op4 found the guys in that little hidden bunker in the sector because they were making monkey noises. And scratching their butts, quote unquote.
The monkeys were trapped in their cage. They just wanted to be monkey. All they wanted to do was
Le
return the
taunting.
monkey.
For Vega
The
Pirates.
communists would not let them be monkey.
Vega Pirates killed for being monkey.
So just a tactical tip there is if you hear monkey noises from the floorboards, just drop the Willy P and walk out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Spicy monkey.
You need to go down and land.
Jesus, they are firing everything at Yander.
So Iander was able to put a beautiful GL shot on Bayant and Shoeless, and they returned fire with an RPG and a GL of their own, but they were a little off target, so Iander is just noob tubing the heck out of him right now.
Yep, and he's close, but not close enough.
Yep, that one was a little off target.
Crunchard is definitely taking some wounds, though. See him bleeding on the floor there.
Chopper flying low, trying to find an angle. Unable to make it, though. Bacon throwing a grenade. Wasn't close enough.
Can you swap in and out of the gunners?
Between the gunners?
Yeah, Nightshade.
Probably.
Hmm.
Yeah, in the back of that thing, yeah. But you couldn't switch from, like, the co-pilot to the gunner.
Yeah. You can in the, which one is it? Is it the RHS? What fucking Mohawk,
Huey?
I think?
Blue
No,
4 spotted
not-
Op4 moving to sector. They are engaging out Sector 2.
Ooh. Whoever was in that bunker.
Yeah, someone just got capped.
Riding with his 2 helmets.
Oh god, that guy's taking a rest next to the barrels.
Chopper now firing down. Gun truck is now driving down the MSR to try to assist.
Yeah, here it comes from the north, and if it times it right, it's going to be in a perfect spot
To do a
light
good
up
flank.
that entire fucking squad.
I'm curious, we also have these 3 members of Coalition here, Phoenix, Mac, and Patman. Will they be able to do a flank of their own? But from this angle, it's a pretty tough one.
Yeah, well, if they can assist with that gun truck.
Oh god, here comes...
Ooh, helicopter goes a little low, but it's...
Oh, they finally did it! It actually was hit!
Here comes Lalafell.
There's the gun truck firing. It's heavily exposed. They got to keep moving. That metal armor is doing them wonders.
And he swaps into a safe position.
Bridges and Warwick, they're up here trying to throw grenades. Some are going over, though, but that's where Blue Force is pushing units up, so it's hurting them, too. Bridges trying to kill Green Shade.
This is Patman's time to move
They're all-
up and
they're actually
capitalize on the
leaving.
distraction.
They're all leaving. They're all retreating to Sector 1, I think.
Really?
Wait. Can they retake Sector 3?
No.
Because the thing is still highlighted. I actually don't know.
I think they can.
I think this is just a different framework, because it's grayed out on the top right. See that?
I don't know.
Look at Bridges and Green Shade. Okay, Bridges left that bunker area. I thought he was in there with them. So I think Bridges is now just trying to get up here to kill Green Shade.
What?
There it is. Bridges delivering a headshot.
All right.
Oh,
then.
Dryden re-entered the position.
Yeah, he's still in
He's
there.
now holding it.
Wait, he's going to try to go down the ladder. Oh, no.
15-minute warning. Shoeless or Band just tried to put an RPG on the gun truck. It failed, but look, Nemesis the Boomer coming in with his handgun. Throws a grenade. Bounces off the top of a tree, landing right on top of Band. Another grenade goes in as well.
Here comes Ladefeld.
Looks like Dryden was taken out, and Sector 2 is lost.
Ooh.
Throws platoon HQ's down.
The gunner for Ladefell is down, unfortunately.
They're actually dead. Yeah, Russian Fury dead.
Nemesis using his handgun and Hillary Clintoning Bands. Now he's trying to do it to Chupless as well.
Chupless is very confused.
Again, a reminder, a Hillary Clinton is when you execute someone in the back of the head with a headshot, and we rule it as a suicide.
Probably with 2 or more bullets.
Oh, here comes Tanaka and Collective about to surprise Alcor.
Great jump right there. Can he get the triple? Has to go to his handgun.
Not again.
Wow. And then he switches to his handgun. Goes for a rifle butt. Oh, but he can't get it because Michael was up there.
That's the first
Arcor wakes back up.
He just dies. That's confirmed.
Oh yeah. That's
My God. Gets killed by Tech.
Hardcore jumping into Michael's arms.
Oh my God.
Here comes Adrian now next in line.
I gotta write that one down.
Melee actually work.
Right?
That's the first melee kill I think we've had in the entire event.
Yeah.
The unarmed event.
I got very excited when I killed my first AI with melee.
Helicopter just got hit by something like the little crash. Yeah. He's pulling out of there.
Yeah, looks like everything's still spinning for now.
I don't know, guys.
That's
The
it.
Gets out of the bunker. Collective as well.
Cheetah saw he's pointing.
sheer amount of op 4 here, though, compared to blue 4.
Oh, here comes Pierce.
Oh, collectives is in so much trouble.
Pierce doesn't.
Taken out.
Friendly nade hurts Pierce a little bit there, but now it's just down to Beeve.
I think they know he's in there.
Oh, for sure. Oh, here comes Adrian with the RPG.
Oh no.
Oh, but here comes Danny. He's gonna clear it out himself. Ooh, good hit on the Cheeto there. Gets on top of the bunker. Adrian's looking for the
Oh
rocket.
god, here they go.
Come on, Adrian, shoot it.
He's not got his rocket out.
Yeah, he puts it away.
Oh, there's a grenade. Doesn't go in far enough.
No, not far enough.
Here goes Cyrus with that PK.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he's got an M60. I thought he had an
Oh my god.
another grenade.
Molotovs.
Oh,
Nade.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Number one. That one's.
In my armor.
Yeah, that one hurt his leg. He's limping.
Flabby, thanks for the
Oh,
10-month
that one's-
resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. He's crippled now. Nuclear Moose now going in.
He was on melee.
Ooh.
Clips him. Oh, and Nuclear eventually gets the kill.
Yeah, he got Mike down, but
Hugely handicapped Redfall there on this
yeah, that
side.
was a good 3-4 kills if Mike goes down.
Oh god, look at Latafel.
Oh god, where's Latafel?
He's right
Oh.
next to her.
Uh-oh.
Very quiet.
They haven't got any AT.
Well, they don't need AT. They can just hit him through the slots in the metal in the cabin.
Here comes Maz.
Look at Night Owl's hiding spot. That's dirty.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
here comes Maz. Yeah.
Maz is on a mission. Please don't shoot at the car. Oh, that's a nade.
That's a wow.
Knocks Iander to his feet.
Look how much blood
Wow.
came out.
Yeah, he's hurt from that.
Oh. Oh.
Oh!
Almost killed him.
He has to be completely crippled, and now he's getting friendly fired.
No, he's not.
Well, I think he got a little bit of friendly shrapnel, but
Oh, now it's friendly.
now
fire.
Yeah.
it's friendly.
He gets his head down.
Yep. So Night Owl hiding in the field, Swallow right there by the elephant grass. As he goes up, well, no, he's got to stay down. Good. Smart. But now he's going to go up the ladder. No, smart. Still.
Night Owl throwing a grenade.
Red smoke. Remember, Swallow went in here and he placed a bunch of mines because he was the explosive specialist, so it might have been a mine.
Yeah, so that probably was mine.
I think Greg just got hit by a GR. They just had an explosion golf right on top of them.
There's a little warning klaxon going off in the helicopter.
Oh, that's glass shattering.
Ooh! He was knocked unconscious! And I could feel Acid Pantalone's butthole pucker from there. Like, damn.
What about Morgan?
Almost-
It
almost
landed right
yeah.
in front of him. It like launched and from Acid Pantalones to Captain Morgan.
was a bit of an interesting maneuver from Greg there, but
He got shot, knocked unconscious.
I was
goes
almost
head on. I hope he wasn't trying to kamikaze as a FNF staff member.
All right, fucking put your baton away.
Is that not
Tripwire
allowed?
flare.
He's not. Yeah, you're not allowed to kamikaze or VDM.
What, even if you've been shot down and you're...
No, if you get shot in the face.
Yeah, if you get shot in the
So-
face and you don't have any control, yeah, but it's like, it's.
And you're doing a gun car run. So if it's an accident, like let's say you're driving through elephant grass and there's a dude in there and you run him over, then it's not an issue. Only if you intentionally do it.
Yeah, the rule is if there is no other option, if you're being put under constant fire and they're right in front of you and your life's in danger. But if you can avoid it, if you can swerve or get away, that's.
We look both
Okay.
ways before we.
Wow, an RPG just went right over that gun truck. Almost got the kill, just slightly over.
Abs is back up.
Devso's gonna come up behind Swallow here.
Sounds
Yeah.
more
He's
civilized.
got his
than
pistol out.
Real fight.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
right.
comes Depso. He's coming right in for Swola. I think he hears him talking.
He just literally ran right into him. Look, and he got stuck, and now he's shooting.
They are both very confused.
I wish I could see what was going on, but they're fighting against Smoky Elephant Grass.
Maz found him, almost killed Despo too, but yeah. Literally, he ran right into him, was probably wondering, what is this? Why can't I sprint forward anymore? And just popping off started.
There's not.
What are you doing?
Stands up.
Gets Maz, but this is really, really risky. No choice but to crawl back.
He gets back in.
Depso, if he pushes over the road.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Scavenger hunt, here we go.
Needle in the fucking haystack.
Yeah, hiding in the rice because it's actually quite dense. You can't see very easily.
Gun truck's firing down. At nothing.
It's suppressing where Op4 previously was. They've repositioned, unfortunately. Ooh, Pinto. No, he's still in that bunker.
Those nades going
Just
a little
nades.
far. Ooh, that one.
Nightel's probably shitting it. He's poked his head out. He's using the smoke.
Well,
Yeah.
this is an epic battle.
A little bit, but it's more of a mouse.
That smoke's running out. Morgan with the M40.
What? Nightel didn't have any ammo. Captain Morgan's screaming right now.
Ooh! What is this? What? What? What just happened? What just happened? I don't.
Yeah, welcome to FNF.
What?
I mean, they had some good tactics there. I love the beginning with the fake attack on the river, distracted
Right.
Blue 4, and then they came in through the back way and took the high ground. I mean, that was a really good strategy.
I'm gonna attempt to go get a sniper slot. So, watch me.
Have fun.
I'm going to go get some whiskey.
Nice.
Good job.
Have fun.
I
Quick
will.
G&T for me then, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I've got some gin too. Do I have anything to go with it?
Just drink it neat, otherwise, you know, helps clean your teeth.
Yeah, it keeps you healthy. It's medicine, right?
Be
Be
right
right
back.
All right. So I am just updating the commands for the next round. So it's going to be round 2. It is Op 4 attacking Green 4. And then if the prediction hasn't been paid out, I will pay that out after I'm done writing this up. Op 4 has a 12.5% numbers advantage. Sorry, I mistyped something. 50% numbers advantage. 2 Type 63 tanks. Two RPD VTR 40s. And a mortar. While Green 4 has 2 M60s. Okay, that's a lot.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
So who was commanding Op 4 on the last mission? Because that was great tactics.
Vargren, one of the veteran commanders of FNF, did a really good job there.
Yeah, he understood, I think, how to deploy his troops. But just thinking that Blue 4 maybe should have massed their gun trucks to defend, you know, the riskiest of the zones. But they had to hold 2 out of 3. Is that right?
As long as they held on to 1 by the timer running out, they would have won. But they split their forces a bit.
Right, so they probably should have put all their gun trucks on one of the zones, the most defendable zone, and use the intersecting field of fire from 50 cals to just, you know, create a solid defense. And then put guys up in the trees somewhere where they could get on the flanks or the rear end of the enemy as they were coming in. So they'd all be focused on the gun trucks, and then you hit from the flanks and take them out.
I agree. I think it would have been wiser for Night Owl, I believe, was defending on the Blue 4 side, to utilize Pepega Pirates instead of a static sector defense, to instead just chill in the forest, use the helicopter to try to find where the main force was coming in from, and then just had Pepega harass that platoon movement instead of just being a static target. Then they could have coordinated with the gun truck and the helicopter to continue on the flank. But instead, I think Blue 4 got too fixated on X-Ray to the north and used both of their assets to try to take them out, not realizing that was, I think, just a distractionary force, a feint, if you will. So it bit them in the ass, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it was a good feint. It worked very well. They were a bit like a
No more
rabbit,
crashes,
you know,
TML.
with its white
It's all,
tail
wrapped up.
waving in the grass, you know, just sort of saying, shoot me, shoot me.
Back.
It was Fred in the boat, wasn't it? And he did a great job of just camping there for a while and then sticking his ass out again and saying, hey, look, I'm over here.
Just to keep
Yeah.
that helicopter distracted so it wouldn't be
Yeah.
scouting the movements out. Good call.
Yeah, he did a great job. He did a great job of like doing a distraction.
And I don't even think X-Ray meant to be that force because it was just happenstance that they ran into the gun truck, but they adapted to it.
Yeah, it wasn't the plan, but the plan changed.
With PvP, it's all about your adaptability because the phrase "no plan survives first contact" is true in this game to every degree.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I remember it takes me back to a game of paintball I was in a long time ago, where I knew that the other team wanted me dead because I'd shot one of them's wife in the face at point blank range with a shotgun. It went under a mask and she got paint in her eye, and I was feeling really bad about it, but then they were all chasing after me and I had to run away. So in the next round, I knew they all wanted me dead, so I said to my team, I will go down this gully and approach their camp to, you know, where the flag was. You guys all flank around the sides and rush the flag when they go for me. And literally, like, they all saw me coming and I saw they'd seen me, and I kind of carried on as though they hadn't seen me. And then they all jumped into the gully and let rip with full auto, and just, I was bruised to fuck. I mean, they literally ripped me to pieces. And I just sort of stood there knowing but all the time they were shooting me, my team, I could see in the background, my team jumping the wall, taking the flag, jumping the wall, running away. And I just got completely riddled. So there is always a good time to be, you know, that guy who's like playing the distraction. Great fun.
Absolutely. That's what teamwork is.
You get shot, well, I get the flag.
Listen. Don't you the medals on your casket. That's how it works, right?
Oh my god.
These guys were just so happy that they caught me, you know, and they were all like jumping in the ditch and riddling me and like having great fun, like ripping bruises all over me. And I was like, well, we're gonna win, so it's fine. And I felt guilty about the wife, so I was taking to take my punishment. These guys were all in the police, so it was a good idea to take the punishment now and not later. Do we know what the mission is next?
Next one is sector defense. So same as the last one, this time on Cam Lao Nam. And,
Thanks for paying out the prediction. I forgot to.
Same stuff, but more assets this time. So
Don, you
NDA
here
have
to
two
write up the? Oh,
1063s
sorry, yeah.
and a
Thank
bunch
you.
of BTR
Thank you.
40s and a mortar. And the Arvins have two M60 turrets.
105 millimeter field gun, M43 AA, which I believe is the quad.
M41A3 unfueled. And then an M151A1.
Could be a tank. And the M51A1, I believe, is the Jeep. And then they have a mortar of their own.
Yeah, the M41A3. Well, the M41A1 is the Walker
Thanks, Don.
Bulldog. Is that the same thing, or is this something different?
I don't know about an A3. Sure, it's not an M113 A3.
No, M41.
They might have missed the one.
Maybe. Well, it's a maybe. We'll see. We'll see when we get into it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, M41 A3. I see it in the list. Yeah. I see also M43 AA. I don't know what that is.
I see some kind of static AA piece.
That's an M. That should be an M45.
Now there's Commander Dow. I'm determined to hold Zhuan Lock. I guess that's where we're defending.
Ooh, they built a whole custom area for this one.
Oh, I wonder who made this then.
Naders, you can't join because you're connecting with Blast Core
Okay.
for whatever reason.
South of Banmei 2.
So,
Yeah, Zhuan Lock.
oh no, that was Grav. My bad.
Interesting.
So I don't know what's catching you.
Ban Methwat. Nice. South of Pleiku Air Base. Yeah,
We're not adding the mosquito
effort
snipers
into
as Liru
this.
cannon. Oh, I always love when in FNF they make all those custom AOs. Really does help to keep things fresh.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't let they put the safe start zone in FOB 5, but they kept it out of there. But it's like it's so close. It's literally like 30 meters away, but it's still like they can't get into it until the round actually starts. And there's also like a small AO too. There's not a lot of room to.
I don't know when we'll do
really
potato
maneuver
cannon war.
around. This is gonna be interesting.
I don't know, just looking at the AO itself, these three sectors, with the map border right behind them, Green 4 actually has a good opportunity to set up some good defensive lines, but since we have only a limited amount of players, it really will limit them on where they can set those lines up, because if they make them too thin, we're just going to see what happened last round with the attacking faction Op4 steamrolling them to high hell, so we'll see. Yes, Arinators, I didn't see it was Grab instead of
The
you.
inclusion of the assets, as mentioned, should make things interesting, especially the mortar. The tanks, depending on where Green Force set up that AT gun, maybe canceled out of existence, but we will see.
All right, Barb, start us off. I'll do rosters. You can do gear.
Sure thing. It's probably going to be the same as I take a look. Yep. More NVA, PAVN, whatever you want to call them. Basic loadouts. So you had SKSs, MAT 49s, 56s. RPGs, see the double barrel. Actually, yeah, they get to switch between the double barrel and the Bat 49. I don't blame them for switching from the shotgun. In Rising Storm 2, it's a god. In Arma with Ace, it's not. Although I think I actually want to say that the shotgun from this actually does do well, even with Ace, but the Mass 49 is going to be much more reliable, especially at distance. So it's probably the smarter choice long term. Otherwise, some suppressed grease guns for the marksman team or sniper team, whatever. And yeah, more Type 63s, some PKMs to round us out, and some K50s. I'm seeing one.
We can't
here
do
on
it, Flamic. It's
high.
copyrighted. Sorry to say.
As for assets, yeah, they got those 2 Type 63 light tanks, amphibious tanks, whatever you want to call them. 2 BTR-40s with RPDs, 2 BTR-40s with nothing, and some transport trucks. So it should be enough for all of them to convoy down from the airbase.
All right.
And that's it.
Roster-wise, we have Vagrant commanding again the Op 4 attack. So let's see if he can go 2 for 2. He did win the last round for his attacking team, and this is pretty much the same set of circumstances, just a different AO. So I would feel pretty confident in going for Vagrant for this round. Otherwise, Kiri leading the X-Ray team, a member of TSB. He's got Danny DeCito with him, taking a team leader role because he's got the SKS with the Grenadier weapon. Dream, our co-host, is taking the sniper role today, which is technically a marksman with the scoped Mosin with that PU sight. So we'll see what he can do with that. And he's got Swola and Ash with him, taking those suppressed grease guns. Otherwise, we've got Maz leading Alpha Squad, Cosmonaut and Poe under him, Dreadnought, Tiger, Pi, and Stottenberg, mixed from 4 different communities. Pi is either from 29th ID or 2nd MRB because of the Milsim rank, the title of Sergeant in his name. Dreadnought, don't know where he's from, XXL Tiger from TSB, and Stottenberg from 1RW. We then have members of, I was corrected last round, 2nd RB in Alpha 2, Bridges, Warwick, Dreek, Sailor. I accidentally said they were from 29th, that is my bad. Bravo has some members of Scandi Recon with some of the SOG devs, such as Whiplash, and they also have Grav in there. Montgomery leading Charlie HQ, and he's got the 29th ID guys under him, including Norris, Shoopless, Eagle, and Sholin. All those players are pretty good, though, in their own right. Charlie 2 has Mito leading that group. He's got Morgan, Sam Hadwich, Nuclear Moose, Lurch, Acid Pantalones, Aussie Wookie, guys that were really good on the offense last round. And they also have Pierce and Koak under Delta 2. Gamma 1, one of the tank crews is going to be Luftafel and Russian Fury, and the other one is going to be members of 4IB, Dryden Banks, and Skipper. So pretty good roster there overall. If they're here, that means groups like Papega are going to be on the other side. But again, with this Op 4 force, most of them being the same as the previous mission, we just have the, how would I put it? The last round and how it went might, you know, help show us how this round's going to go. But it's a much easier AO to defend, as we previously talked about with the defensive lines, but we'll just have to see what Green 4 is capable of. Speaking of which, Barb, go over Green 4.
Absolutely. So Green 4 down here just to the west of Bahria 2 in the town of Juan Lock, I believe is the most un-American way for me to pronounce it.
Okay, it's been so long since XCOM.
We have ARVN forces.
You do you, man.
Yeah, with that same kind of kid that we've been
If I get killed off, tell me how.
M14s. We see some M60s. I'm looking for any carbines. Yep, there's an M2
I agree,
carbine.
Jimbo.
See those M60 tripods. Those are so nice. Yeah, a bunch of XM 148s. See a Jeep here with the 1919 Browning.
Yep.
And
30 cal.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I think some of them do have laws on their back, but not too many. So they do have some light anti-tank dispersed amongst the squad to take out those Type 63 tanks. But I'm looking for those other assets that they talked about.
So
Of course,
the
issue is the doors are one shot as well, don't forget.
But with those Type 63s, I imagine one law could take it out.
Not if you miss.
So, a few quick things. If you look at Sector 1, you have the quad 50 cal on the northeastern side. You have the artillery gun overwatching the SSR instead of the MSR. Interesting choice there, but I guess I get it. And then you have that Bulldog, which again doesn't have any fuel. That is over at Sector 2. So they've just got a lot of extra static assets to utilize as tanks. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, that's actually what the Germans did a lot in World War II. They would deplete a tank like a Panzer IV of fuel, especially in the desert. And the, what was it called? I forget which theater of war. Yeah, the North African campaign. That was it. They would just use them as static turrets. So I think that's what they're trying to achieve with that Bulldog up there to the northeast. But otherwise, let me go ahead and break down the roster. So leading is Korvac, who, similar to Night Owl, he doesn't command all the time, but he still does a good job here and there. I think Korvac's going to have a pretty decent job with this AO because everything's kind of handed to him. Again, the defensive lines are very short. He can put them right on the edges of the sectors, and they can go from there. We also have a marked ambushed logistics convoy. I'm not sure. So to get the fuel for the Bulldog, look at that convoy. It's 3 wheels are ripped off, so they have to go repair that Vic and then bring it up, and then they can use the Bulldog. That's a really cool feature, actually. I like how they
that's a nice little addition.
In order to fully unlock the potential of that asset, so that's pretty nice. But otherwise, going through the rest of the roster, we've got Arma Jesus leading X-Ray, which X-Ray is going to be Papega Pirate, so they're already going to take the 30 cal. Willie Jeep with the M1919 A6 on the back. Would it be an A6? I actually don't know. A4.
Short barrel.
Right, that's why, because the A6 has the longer barrel and usually also has like a butt stock or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise, we have Zoni leading Alpha HQ. Schnuffles is going to be his 2IC. We have Nightshade leading Alpha 1 with members of AA, such as Mountain, Bacon. Mountain's actually crashing out, unfortunately. Olaf. But otherwise, we've got Tanaka leading Alpha 2 with members of Coalition under him, including Whale has jumped in. Whale is a noteworthy player because we see him in a lot of different PvP scenarios. I like to call him the uncle of most Arma 3 streamers because everyone knows Whale. He's just the guy out of the blue that everyone just knows about, which I find a funny... gosh, I forgot the proper term for it, but, you know, just a funny happenstance. Otherwise, Bravo HQ led by Night Owl. Looks like they have just congregated a single part of Bravo. So that's just going to be under Bravo HQ. But they got Keith, Cossum, Michael. Michael did pretty well last round. I'll be curious to see what he does again. And then they got Criminal leading Charlie HQ with members of the 17th RB, as well as CF, also known as Potato. And then Bant and Dooley solo under Charlie. And that is actually very noteworthy because that duo, if they're going to be their own element, can do a lot of damage. Similar to letting Papega or Scandi Recon do their own thing. Bay and Dooley let off the leash doing their own thing. Just means that they can assess a situation and operate on their own without having to get approval from the command structure. And I can assure you they're going to play some really good guerrilla tactics in this AO, especially since
Ironically enough.
Yeah, right? As the defenders, as the ARVN. So we'll see them probably outperform the NVA or... are they PAVN or NVA? I think it said PAVN in the write-up.
I think that those two are interchangeable to a degree.
Gotcha.
Because the People's Army of Vietnam and then the North Vietnamese Army are what those two stand for. So
the Americans called them the NVA. They were actually the PAVN, which is why we called them the PAVN in the
Gotcha. Egg Beast dropping all that SOG DLC lore.
Hey,
I love it.
Know not to call them VC. Not every Vietnamese with a gun is a VC.
We screwed up slightly because we called the VC faction the VC, but they're actually technically the NLF.
The National Liberation Front.
Yeah, and we called them VC, which obviously is quite rude to Vietnamese people because VC was a name imposed upon them by the Americans.
Right.
Didn't Monty Python have a joke about like a National Liberation Front in Life of Brian?
That was the Popular People's Front of Judea.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so glad that you like picked up on that like immediately. Like
The campaign
no
for Free
hesitation.
Galilee.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's what it always reminds me of when I think of when I hear National Liberation Front. Is I hear
People's Front of Judea.
Yeah, the People's
popular
Front of
and who's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy over there? He's the popular.
he's a
People's
pop,
Front.
and it's
He's
just
on
him
his own.
sitting. Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
his own.
Then those guys are from the campaign for Free Galilee. Everyone spits, splitters.
Splitters.
Human
So
politics.
good. It's kind of how we're here in Vietnam, I guess.
I just saw
People
Liru
politics.
looking at the billboards lining the road there.
Oh, I always love watching the billboards.
So the billboards were hand painted by a guy called Barry the Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry the Cat is a Glaswegian artist who is actually paid by people like Glasgow Rangers to paint big giant murals on the side of their stadium thing.
Mhm.
If you actually look at the beer, look at the head on the beer. You can see the beer glass, and you'll actually see the paintbrush markings in the inside of the head of the beer. If you get close enough and look really closely, you'll see it's actually hand painted.
Yeah.
You can actually see the 3D of the paint.
The texture.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So we had a real artist actually paint our billboards, which is I'm really happy with that.
Absolutely.
And
Always
it's just
like all that.
so.
There's a lot of little jokes on those billboards as well. You know,
Mhm.
if you actually speak Vietnamese, there's a lot of in jokes in this DLC that you wouldn't get if you don't.
All I need to do now is learn how to speak Vietnamese.
You need to
Actually-
make friends with someone who's Vietnamese who can interpret them for you. Work
Yeah.
as your interpreter.
I actually do have a friend that speaks Vietnamese, so I'll probably hit her up later or just send her a bunch of pictures or find the PAA files or something.
Yeah, some of it's actually quite funny. We've had other Vietnamese translators read it and say, "Actually, that's really funny, Rob. Like the way that's written. It's really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's great. I'm taking credit, but actually, it was our Vietnamese translators who wrote that stuff.
Authentic Vietnamese humor.
Yeah, in the game. Yeah.
Actually, I really wanted to visit Vietnam after watching the Top Gear Vietnam special. It seems like a genuinely great place to go.
What an amazing country. I mean, it spans it's kind of a bit like Mexico in the way it's like 3,000 miles long or something.
It's much longer than it is wide.
Yeah. I once hitched across Mexico and that was a mistake. But anyway, but just the different
Moving on.
climate, the different experiences you have, like going from one end to the other, and then realizing how big it is. It's bigger than North America. USA anyway. From top to bottom. Huge.
Jeez.
Been watching Green 4 here set up a bunker, and they've put the M60 static on the top of that bunker, but it's got some really nice overwatch on this massive open area created by the FOB.
Makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
What doesn't make a lot of sense is letting Dream go in a BTR off all on his own. So we'll either see him find nothing and fire maybe 2 shots, or get caught out by Blue 4 forces, or Green 4 forces in this case, and killed immediately.
Look, we gotta have faith in our fellow co-host, Barbarian, okay?
I didn't sign no contract.
Now, here's the deal. It's more likely that he's gonna drive 10 meters, get armored, and die within the first minute, like last week.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, one of the tanks will drive into him. So I'm a bit interested why there's no snipers on the roofs of those factories, because the first thing I would think about is putting a couple of guys up, because you can get up on the ladders and get on the roofs, but then maybe they're thinking that's too predictable, and once they get you pinned up there, then it's really hard to actually recover.
Yeah, I think they're also kind of not wanting to fight in the city. They want to fight before the city even,
Okay.
before they get there. But at the same time, yeah, it would be good but generally speaking, you get exposed up there pretty quickly, and you really get trapped, and there's no way out. Like, to go back down and climb out of the ladder, that is a slow and arduous process. They could jump off, but that would risk injury or worse.
So that's my lack of PvP showing, because I normally PvE. So PvE, you could go up on a roof and take out 20 guys. PvP, you know, once they know you're on the roof, you're dead.
Yeah, once you start taking a few
Yeah,
shots,
Smash
they
round
will
2
start
just started. We
working
have one more
to
round after
counter
this.
your position in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Whether it's just
yeah.
firing bullets back at you in the field, or smoking and maneuvering and coming from your flank.
Meanwhile, Arma Jesus and Flux drove down with the Jeep. They're repairing the wheels on the Vic now, so Green 4 does have an intention to get that Bulldog refueled. Where they'll put it is an interesting question. Might drive it down Highway 1 and then utilize the open area and try to get behind Op4's line as they come into the AO, or they'll keep it around the FOB and try to utilize and, capitalize on these open areas to try to pick off Op4 in the open. But it's anyone's guess at this point. We still have to see that fuel truck come back, but that's going to allow Op4 a good chunk of time to deploy their force, and Green 4 is just going to have to think on their feet at that point, seeing where Op4's main attack's going to be. Meanwhile, they are pushing straight south. They might try to hit that logistics convoy first to potentially cut it off, but I think the fuel truck just finished being rebuilt.
Yeah, they're Oscar Mike. They're out of there.
Great job by Pepega doing that incredibly quick, and I do like how we're seeing some additional... that's not Pepega. Wait, yes, it is Pepega. They're X-Ray. They're already pushing down on this vector to potentially find where Op4 is going to come from, but I think they're going to be the first group in contact with Op4 coming in.
We do also have Green 4. Some of them have pushed up to FOB 5. Just about a team or so they won't be too heavily dug in, but it will be some kind of defensive force
Right, Jimbo?
to utilize these fortifications built into the map.
Yeah, the base of Banbury 2 is actually really defendable. You know, you've got really good fields of fire all around it, so
nice and open.
They should be able to hold it reasonably well, apart, you know, unless they get pinned down by 50 cows.
10 months, King. Nice.
Dream just messaged me and said he's lost. Should I provide him directions? Or
Nah,
should we just
he's
point
about
him
to
out?
find it. Just point and laugh, because technically if we help him, that would be illegal, and then he'd have to badman us. He's entrapping us, Barb. He's entrapping us.
Yeah.
I sent him a message back, getting warmer. He's like, no, don't say it. No.
So, the Scandi Recon group with the SOG devs are taking the road less traveled. On their own, they're going to actually go north of the AO, and I guess either be a flanking force, a distractionary force, or maybe a small strike team to push in after Op4 engages, but we'll just have to see, because depending on what they are going to be used for, if they attack first, they'll probably be, you know, distraction. If they attack after the main attack goes in, probably a small strike team to slip in and try to backcap a few sectors, so... They're doing an early dismount, though. So probably a strike team.
This whole area is between Baria and Ban Hong. And those two areas are the two primary areas that you first engage with in our Mike Wars game mode. So Whiplash knows these areas like the back of his hand.
Nice. Looks like Green 4 are building some spider holes. Patman and Whale, Whale being the engineer, he did just make one, but a few of these in some key areas would be very, very deadly.
Dream is still lost as he drives back to spawn, not
Amazing.
realizing that it's spawn. I would say I'm surprised that he got lost on a 2x1 kilometer map, you know, AO, but I'm really not.
He's a little out of practice, because now he co-commentates with me, you know? That's okay, he'll get it back. Slowly but surely.
That southwestern zone is about to kick off.
Possibly.
These guys are searching the area, you know, they're like a hornet's nest.
A little bit.
So I think X-Ray could very, very faintly hear the engine noise of the Ural and then hear it turn off. So I think they're starting to hone in on that, but look at the amount of op fort we have here. X-Ray's only plan at this point, at this range, would be some grenades, but...
They've got an M40 though, Liru. So if they can just get the right line of fire with an M40 and just keep moving, they could just keep zapping these guys, harassing them, you know, and slowing them down.
Dream is about to drive into the rear of that X-Ray movement. But if he dies, he's going to give Green 4 the other marksman rifle. But whether or not they pick it up because it's a Mosin.
Not only will he give him that, he'll give him a way to escape.
Now, it is really hard to shoot someone out of BTR-40, though. The best way to do it is from the front little window, and he can close that if he feels threatened. But someone has to literally, like, climb onto the Vic and shoot him.
Or toss a grenade into the big open cabin.
But it's a vehicle, so the grenade might just stay on top of it.
Maybe.
Ideally, you want to be a little bit upslope, and you can just see the tip of his head sticking up behind, and take him out from there.
This has slowed down the Green 4 southern part because they hear that vehicle coming, driving by. So now Op 4 is getting some time to actually deploy their force. But we're probably going to see another platoon-level battle line. If they're smart, they will stick to the south of Sector 1. Because going to the north potentially exposes them to the defensive positions of the FOB itself. Plus, they would still then have to either directly attack the, Sector 1's position from the northwest, or risk crossing the open area of the SSR moving north. So instead, just a full-on platoon battle line from the south would be their best bet. That Bulldog's been refueled. It's now coming into Sector 1, passing through Sector 3 now.
Well, good full marks for Green 4 on this info, because they've got their tank up, and that's going to be quite decisive. I think.
The tanks have no choice but to move down the MSR here with the Bulldog locking it down. I think on a frontal assault, the light tanks are going to be outmatched.
I believe Dream has fallen in line with Dreek and looks like we'll be rejoining the rest of X-Ray. By the way, how was Dream lost if we have Blue Force Tracker?
It's not given to everyone. Actually, that's a really good point. How did he get lost? Because you only need a map for it, not a GPS.
Yeah, you don't need
How
a GPS,
did he get lost?
and you all made fun of people who get lost in FNF2 just earlier tonight.
That went completely over my head. I can't believe that.
Mine too. I just
you know what? He was
realized
making content for us, and that's what he's going to claim when he comes in here and we ask him about it. I guarantee it.
Making content.
Making content for you. All right, look at this massive blob of Op 4 here. We're starting to see two... Oh, I thought that was a mortar coming in. No, it was just an engine starting up, and now we got the tanks coming in as well. We're probably going to have X-Ray call this out. But X-Ray's in a really great position to potentially flank this force coming in. This is what Egg was talking about for last round. If they had a force to come in and flank the attack coming in, that could have made the difference.
None of them seem to have laws, though, so they don't have any way to really counter.
Yeah, because they're the X-Ray.
Yeah.
But they don't have to worry about that because the tanks are just going to push up the MSR and get sniped by the Bulldog, let's be honest.
There's a lot to be said for harassing fire, because it causes discord in the enemy, and it causes doubt in their mind. It causes them to, the leader is not in a position to give concrete orders because he can't understand what's happening on his flank. There's a lot to be said for that. It's like it's a martial arts. Well.
The field gun just opened up. It knocked Cyrus out. It also directly hit the radio guy. Bridges and Arcor are dead because of that field gun, because it got spotted early on. Bulldog now pushing out. That's risky, though, because if Op 4 can AT it, That'll alleviate the pressure from their light tanks to then push in. But, oh, the commander just got killed off. Oh, they're shooting at X-Ray.
Oh, are they shooting down the road?
How do they? Yeah, they're shooting down. They don't see X-Ray because of the elephant grass, but a little
I
messy.
think it's down that way. I don't know if they're just hearing gunshots and they assume it's down the road and not next to them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2
don't
tanks
know.
coming down that road, so they are right to look down the road.
Absolutely. Greg Legs needs to find another target, though. He should be loaded
He's
again.
backing up. He's backing up. And I would too. I would put myself behind some sandbags.
Yeah, behind some cover. Good driving from this tank driver, too. Doing all of that in reverse.
So Op4 had access to a mortar. I don't know where it is right now, but opening up on that compound with some mortar shells would have been better before they started that final descent. But now you got X-Ray sneaking around behind those tanks to get on the rear of this infantry. And I've seen Green 4's mortar start landing some Willie Pete shots and getting pretty close to some of Op4's infantry.
Are they able to coordinate between the infantry and the tanks in the op?
Should be. Yeah, the team leads and squad leads should have long ranges that the commanders have. Speaking of which, tank shell goes
Ooh.
off towards Nightshade. Flies over the head of Tanaka and Collective and Technica. Another shot going out.
Tank fired back. 76 is not pulling back because the Bulldog fired.
Yep, I think Type 63 is fine. I think Bulldog missed.
That Bulldog overextending is a really bad idea because it leaves itself vulnerable to LAT from Op4.
This side from the forest.
And that will give him an easy flank shot on the engine on the rear. Oh, will they hit it?
He's not aware of how he goes.
Yep. And Maz is gonna try and hit the commander again, but he's already dead. He's got the rifle grenades, I think. So if he, I don't know if those are effective at all against a Walker Bulldog, but
Classic strategic mistake is with the Op4 tanks, they should be line abreast because you need 2 guns on one.
that's a hit.
That smoked the engine.
That's
They're still firing at each other, and the 76 was just hit as well.
That's an eye for an eye.
But Egg is correct. If both of those tanks went down the MSR at once and they both fired on the Bulldog, they probably would have been able to save the 76.
Yeah. Battle of Jutland 1915, that's the classic strategy. So you put yourself online to the enemy, so you got all your guns firing at once.
Exactly.
That's what the Brits did to the Germans.
Artillery was also landing by the infantry, by that Bulldog. They were able to run up and kill the dismounts. Now you're seeing some machine gun crossfire coming from the 76s. But that artillery from the mortar did a pretty nasty bit of damage there.
Flux has been behind, trying to snipe the commander of Dryden's.
Shoopless gets the
but
gunner
now
of
should
the
be
field
able to
gun.
Hit Ladofel as they're trying to do medical on a dead body. Yep.
Ooh! Did you see that
some
mortar
double
hit?
taps. No, I did not. I was busy looking at Ladofel dying.
Mortar knocked out Stottenberg, who was carrying Pierce, and there's a body next to him. You also see another body.
Firing phosphorus.
Also, the field gun for Green 4 was turning to the southeast, but unfortunately the gunner was taken out. They just tried to put some LAT on it, but it went over.
Ooh, more tank shells coming and destroying the fortifications.
Yeah. Meanwhile, looking over to the east, that strike team is almost completely taken Sector 2.
Sounded like a rocket flew over, but didn't land anywhere near that Type 63 down to the west.
And Iander clears it.
Yep. That's Sector 2.
Lucky. It's down.
Sector 3 is going to get pushed now from Red 4 X-Ray and some... is Dream down there?
I think this is GG.
Yeah, this is looking pretty open and shot for Green 4.
So, Green 4 is doing a great job right now of sending forces on the flank of this main battle line that Op4 is trying to push from the south. But I think Op4 is going to be able to get into Sector 1, clear it all out with their number superiority. But the 2 strike teams they have coming to take the other sector at Sector 3 is going to be able to overpower and take Sector 3. Meanwhile, Green 4, not realizing that these strike teams are coming around, is instead pushing all their forces to try to repel the Sector 1 attack, and that's just completely thinned their numbers out. Also, X-Ray have hijacked the PT-76 that they abandoned. I think they tried to get the gun lined up, but the gun was disabled, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think took some nasty beating, so I wouldn't be surprised. Real quick, Mountain in this Sector 1 zone, it's on that M43. It's a quad barrel 50 cal. And that thing would shred that Type 63 if it were to push up. As soon as it comes around that corner, you can even probably hit it through the first story of this fortification here. As the PT-70, or sorry, now you got me saying PT-76.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think it would take about 30 to 45 seconds of continuous fire from the M45
To punch through.
Yeah.
Great grenade throw.
Kill the crew, doesn't it?
Yeah, with a spackling effect.
Yeah, spalling or whatever. It's even just punching through. Because I think the Type 63 at 50 cal should still be able to push through. Although now it's being sprayed through, and Mountain has dismounted from it. Actually, no, I think he got sniped. Yeah, Mountain got sniped out of it. I think maybe by Vagrant or Cosmonaut or someone. So that's now down, and now Chuplus and Nuclear Moose are coming in from the flank. Bacon Flavored Ivan is one of the last remaining.
So, real quick, Green Fort had a mortar on a hospital building, and now it's being harassed, so they can't use the mortar anymore.
Ooh, Tanaka goes down to Chuplus. I think that was Mat 49 that he was using. No, that was a Type 50, or Type 59. 56. Whatever the type is.
That's it.
Collective is looking back that way with an M60. He and Bacon are the last ones up. They gotta try and take as many as they can. I don't know what the hell just hit by Collective, but he is...
2 explosives that were on the other side of the wall just went off. He's crippled now. He's lucky it didn't kill him, to be honest.
Oh, and North throws a perfect grenade, and that's gonna hurt Ivan.
Here's the breach. Another grenade goes in. They learned. He's screwed. Wow. Unfortunately.
And there goes Norris. Or Norris goes in. Collective just outside of the zone by maybe a few meters.
And you already have Charlie ready to go on the outside of the city as the forward element continues to arrest the mortar team, and then the strike team that took the other sector trying to find a new angle just to fight 2 more dudes. I think this is going to be over in about 5-10 minutes tops.
Collective got another kill but got shredded in return. And yeah, now it's just down to Night Owl and
What a
Possum.
freaking mess.
It feels a bit like Incor's divided their forces too much.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if they had played a bit more towards actually fighting in the city in this rubble, kind of trying to draw Red Fort in to maybe say they predicted correctly they would approach from the west. If they would allow them to get into the first row of buildings and rubble here, and then from there fight them building to building and send a force to flank through the tree line on the south side, and work that around to the west, and try and just work them and make them fight for every inch for every building, then that would wear them down a lot better. But this position that they were in, Red Fort had the supreme ability to pick their battles. Green Fort stayed completely static in their sectors and did not have any force ready to move if and when needed.
AT just hit the light tank in the rear, but didn't do anything. I think it was just a weak hit, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
What's really, really funny about this is Vagrant did the exact same plan as last round, but it worked completely differently because this time his quote-unquote recon force that turned into a distraction last round actually was able to get in and do something, which is its Bravo HQ this round. They were able to go in. Go ahead.
Dryden just shot Wheaton and friendly fired him through the
Ouch.
grass.
But he did the exact same plan, and it worked the way it was supposed to this round compared to last round, where it kind of just turned into a distraction instead, but still worked out in his favor. Also, that light tank is firing at more friendlies. Dreek just got hit a few more times.
Yep. And
Wheaton playing dead.
He's looking to...
He's blindly returning fire. I think we're shooting at Anderson.
Oh, the HE shell.
Oh my god. If only they could open their maps and see that they were friendly. Actually,
That doesn't work anymore. That's not a valid excuse according to Dream.
no. So I remember talking about this last week. That feature actually I don't think is in Vietnam itself. So now I feel bad because Dream and I were making jokes about it, but I remember talking to someone who was playing on the ground and he stated that that wasn't a feature. It's only a feature for like team leaders and squad leaders, but not standard infantry. So, fact checking myself. I apologize for that. But
well, Dream isn't here to apologize, so I think he's gonna just own up to it and be a dick.
So, both of the defensive factions spread out, and this time around they were a lot quicker to try to capitalize on this. Oh my gosh, look at Vagrant. He's gonna come up and try to flank Bay and Dooley here. Maybe he'll go for a grenade throw, but there goes Dooley. Because of how spread out the defensive faction was in this case, his weak little force, in this case Vagrant, was able to just completely overpower the sector as the defensive commander tried to encircle the initial assault. That left his flank exposed, and then that group was able to attack the flank, take one sector, and then hit the backside. Even if Op4 was stunted because the defensive faction was able to close the encirclement of the force and trap them in Sector 1, I think this small group would have still been able to get into the remaining sector and take out Night Owl and Cossum and take the sector. So either way, I think Op4 would have won this. But Vagrant's just been really good at maneuvering his forces quickly to avoid that encirclement and instead just play to take those objectives. Now, his force coming in has kind of stalled on the mortar position instead of trying to bypass it. I think they think there's more forces there than actually merits the amount of units they're using to attack. But he just wants to make sure that he's not flanked as he goes into this line, because it only takes one guy on your rear, especially with how open this AO is, to pretty much wipe an entire attack force. Oh my god. Bay just got shot by someone, but he was able to take out that remaining 63.
Yep, that's burning up. Dryden runs to cover, Skipper as well.
And Vagrant just sniped the last remaining Green 4 guy at the field hospital from across the way from that shed building. Great shot there. And then
Skipper actually gets the flames extinguished.
So there was a trap on the hospital, and it just killed like 4 or 5 Op4 dudes. You can see all their bodies floating.
Yeah.
Great explosive trap.
That might be a war crime. That's a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
He's vibrating still. I don't think he's
Yes,
dead.
he is.
Hold on, this is some modern art. Let me get a good screenshot of this.
The ghost of Vietnam past. I mean, so that was a great way for Green 4 to pretty much halt that offensive, but Green 4 does not have the manpower to capitalize on that gain at this point. They've got a lot of their forces just completely out of position to the west because they were trying that encirclement strategy, and even if they were to maneuver and capitalize on this area, it's all for naught because that other strike team that took the previous sector is now going to come in. Cossum got killed off. No, he got disconnected. So that's going to leave Night Owl on his own, and he's got...
Yep.
He's got Scandi Recon members and SOG devs to fight. Like,
well, to be fair, this is a custom area, so you know, then they may not. This is going to be a little foreign to them.
But I mean, you can see the perimeter wall. You can see the one entrance. Op4 is trying to find a weird way to get up here, but I think there's only one way in. That's what they're gonna have to work with. There is also a secondary entrance close by, but we're just delaying the inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they don't have breaching charges that can take down the wall.
Unfortunately
No,
not.
I don't think any of them are engineers. That would be the only way if one threw a satchel or something.
That Owl's going to start popping smoke. We're seeing the remaining Green 4 forces push through and pick off units here and there. If they keep stalling, they might... All right, let me walk back. So if Op4 keeps stalling and actually breaching into this compound, they might be able to, excuse me, Night Owl might be able to stay in here long enough to get Green 4 coming in. But Vagrant, oh, they're going to run right into each other. Night Owl gets behind Vagrant, goes for a melee, misses. Vagrant switches to his handgun. Night Owl now trying to get in that compound. I did see Green 4, they got a great shot on Dryden, who was part of that 63 crew. But now Green 4 need to push in ASAP as Op4 is now trickling in their force here.
Yeah, Nemesis and his kill team, they're going to start breaching the compound.
Looks like Green 4, they're held up on a casualty right now.
Oh, but you don't need 5 bodies to heal 1.
I think this is going to be over.
We'll see. We got Mac there pushing into the little side building as Nemesis clears the bunkers. Whiplash pushing in, providing security. Vagrant isn't able to communicate to these guys about what's happening. I know it was a bit of a bad nade. Nemesis
Ooh,
actually
Nemesis.
hopping up onto the roof. Might try and hop into the window from there. That's enhanced movement for you.
Yeah, if I was Night Owl, I'd go for the roof play. That's a really tall building. That'll buy him a few moments as long as he keeps concealing it with smoke, but eventually you're going to want to get off of there because other neighboring buildings might be able to shoot up there. Meanwhile, Papega, as the remaining group with members of 17th, they're picking people off, and now they're shooting at some of Op4 on the rear, so it's just a matter of can Night Owl hold? Now Op4 has left his compound, and we might actually be able to see Green 4 come in.
Here comes Mac now coming up. If he goes to the roof, be a one-on-one with Night Owl, and I don't know who would win in that fight.
I'm pretty
Here
sure
he goes.
Mac Merritt's a jarhead. He's a former Marine. He knows how to fight.
Night Owl's going to camp that door. And immediately shuts it.
Like, no.
Oh, poked his head up.
No.
Exposed his head too much and was able to get picked off by Mac Merritt.
If he wanted to throw the grenade, he should have thrown it from further back.
From the side.
Got him.
Don't expose yourself when you throw a grenade.
So, yeah, Night Owl's... Go ahead.
Made the final kill.
So, Dream, no kills? One.
Pretty nice shot as well.
What a difference, King.
Ooh, that was a messy one.
I got dragged back in. It was
GG.
kind of confusing. I should have... I don't know. I didn't see the map before. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. Plus, I haven't sniped in over 2 months, I think, so... A little
Final
bit
round
rusty.
of the night.
Oh, and this is how we're gonna end it.
How?
Fall of Saigon.
Are there any helicopters?
Saga.
Oh, come on. I wanted to fly.
Nope. So, Dream, how'd you get lost? British whimpering isn't an answer, I'm afraid.
I was following our truck, and I lost it in the tall grass.
We saw you driving about on your own in the forest.
I then somehow managed to get turned around going north.
Yep.
I then realized I was going north, decided to drive south, reached a road, saw some guys, realized they were my friends, and then went, oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
we saw all that.
We saw you freak out a little bit. How you saw people moving across the road, and you ducked your head back into the bushes like the good little rat you are, and then you stuck them out again, and then you saw his friendlies, and you're like, oh, okay. And you tried to unshit your pants, but they were already shitted.
Yeah, they were already shitted.
Jesus.
What you didn't see was me whiff every single shot.
I can't believe Dream just got called smelly.
Thanks,
stinky.
Xbase.
You don't know how funny that is.
I whiffed.
IDF got actually a few
whiffed
kills.
pretty
The
much
mortars
every
were
shot
pretty
before I killed that guy.
brutal that
I
round.
got a whiff of you and how shit you smell.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not easy using a 2.5 scope against.
Scooty
close
Scout, thanks for a 3-month
quarter
resub. I
guys.
hope you keep
wanted you
enjoying
to
the
all time.
operations. I hope you are getting a kick out of FNF tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I love that rifle. Basically, the Springfield.
A Springfield, but communist.
Springfield, but communist. What is it? It's the 9130.
1891-30. Yep.
I like that gun.
Yeah.
Literally at this point, older than that's 130 years.
I know, right? Flabbit,
Yeah.
two rounds
If
of
you get your zero,
Night Owl
good
getting
on it,
aggressive,
you can
and it
kick the
keeps
shit out
not
of
paying
yeah.
off.
all of enemies.
Thanks for the $5, man.
So it was kind of unfortunate because.
Hope you keep enjoying
as
everything.
much
Hope you get a nice
like
kick
it
out
was-
of this scenario.
Like I didn't see anyone. That was my problem. I saw one dude,
Yeah,
shot
you're
him
too
in the
much of a
face.
pussy.
I was literally on the front lines. I was running through on the front lines.
Every time I looked at you, there was about 200 meters of friendlies in front of you.
Yeah, because they were meant to push up ahead.
When you've got a scope, you kind of want to support your main force of infantry. So you let the infantry move in, they get into a firefight, and you're there with the scope. Somewhere off to one side, hidden in the bushes, and then you start capping the guys where the trace is coming from. You know, that's what a marksman does. You sit to one side, you don't get involved in the main firefight.
Don't worry, I'm
and
drinking.
You support them. If you try to play on your own as a sniper, you know, you're vulnerable. And also, how do you know how to see where the enemy are to target them?
Well, actually, I would like to retort. I have played alone for a while. It's that. Oh, okay. All right, then, Liru. You want to take us to a different room?
What Dream's trying to say is he's used to playing with himself.
Yeah. No, I don't mind having a spotter, but I played a million times better.
Well, you'll need a spotter to spot that thing.
Yeah, no, you don't need a spotter, but if you stay close to the main force,
Oh,
when
no,
when they get engaged, that's when your role kicks in.
Yeah, no, I was.
Save them. Yeah.
I
Which you kind of
was.
did. I'm not saying you didn't do that. I'm just talking about marksman role in general. You know, is like stay with the main force, but just to one side somewhere, and then like they will get engaged, and then that's when your role kicks in.
Yeah. I think
Because you need enemies to give themselves away to you. Like you don't want to walk into the enemy like when they're not firing.
the highest kill count I've gotten as a sniper is, well, it was technically a marksman at the time, was 11. And then I got another 9 in a different one.
In PvP, that's impressive, to be honest.
I was very happy with it. That's basically what it's basically just everyone knows me as the marksman and sniper addict.
In PvP, I would probably score 2 and be happy. We played PvE last Sunday. I think I scored 91. There's a difference.
A long time ago in FNF, there was a 3-way neutral sector fight.
Once upon a time, there was a 3-way.
Funny. And it was Blue 4, Green 4, and Op 4. Who else would it be? Blue 4 charged in first and got absolutely annihilated. They were down to one guy. His name was Audrey Hotto. Audrey Hotto then proceeded to murder everyone in the other 2 factions as they fought each other for the remaining sectors.
What was it, 26?
19 confirmed kills, anywhere from another 2 to 5 from bleed out. And we always call that the Audrey Hotto incident because he has the highest PvP kill count from a single round from that round. And
was he Finnish?
He was not Finnish, no.
He's American, isn't he?
American or English, I forget.
Wow.
And that was one of the few rounds he ever played. But he just
never came back.
Yeah, and he never came back. But it was so good, people thought he was cheating or stream sniping.
Yeah.
But we would watch him from the spectator slot, and he would methodically clear every building, because this was a single sector. Every building he went clockwise until he found people. And he would clear every corner, he would throw grenades. By the time he got to the last building he had not cleared in the sector, he knew there was someone in there. Because that was the last building remaining. So, he pre-fired a corner, he threw grenades, because he knew. And people thought he was cheating because of it, but that's because he literally went to every single other building to make sure, and he won the round. It was amazing. Honestly. Some of the best PvP I've ever seen, of just one man just absolutely smoking everyone. Because it wasn't, him going in and just murdering everyone. He had to loot multiple weapons, clear multiple buildings, throw multiple grenades. It was just chaos.
Methodic.
Yeah, he was grinding.
Methodical chaos.
Yeah, See that hospital that blew up in the in the game?
Yeah.
What you didn't hear is in 4 and blue 4.
In Red
That
4.
was it. Red 4.
John
were
Wick.
Screaming. It was just like kind of screaming at each other.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
fuck
just-
GI.
No, it was like, are you guys friendly? I don't know. Are you guys friendly? Come out with your hands up. No. And then they realized they weren't friendly. It was like, go get the satchel. They walk over. You just hear a bunch of shots and screaming, and then I walked away, and I just heard this massive explosion behind me.
That's what I love about PvP with voiceover or VoIP. Is just you get those moments of just yelling at people through the walls and stuff.
Yes,
It's the same thing in
Sahara was a
Rising
good
Storm
one.
2. It's just like you get people on the other side of a wall in a building, but they can't shoot through, and it's just
Yeah.
insults and remarks nonstop until someone throws a grenade or starts pushing.
Like round 1 with the monkey noises.
It's a lot to be
Exactly.
said for vocally dominating the enemy.
Your government has abandoned you, GI.
Oh yeah, actually, hey, you know, Liru talked about that coalition SOGOP they did recently.
Yeah.
The guys in it, they put in, I don't know if they put in or what. What? Get your mind out the gutter. They
I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm laughing.
yeah, they put in a Hanoi Hana radio station sort of thing. So the guys would go and set it up somewhere, and then the Americans would just start hearing Hanoi Hanas say that.
Yep.
Just over and over again, and it was genuinely distressing.
But then there was someone who started mic spamming whale because he streams as well, and so someone like in preparation for this operation set up a soundboard with a bunch of just whale talking, and like added like an echo effect, and set the soundscape so it sounded like a broadcast, and just like because I think he was like commanding or leading or something, and just started like this mic spamming.
Yeah, he was commanding.
Hanoi his own voice back to him and just freaking him out.
It was hilarious.
But it was just like random stuff like, oh yeah, I got my Taco Bell, but
Yeah.
it's like this echo, and just like as like bullets are flying and artillery is raining down. It's just I got my Taco Bell.
I can tell you from first person perspective, I was sitting there getting shot at, fucking in fear of my life, and then all of a sudden, after a little bit of silence, all I hear is, "It's all good, boys. I got my Taco Bell." I fucking just died.
All about that psychotic warfare. Psychological warfare. Fuck.
It was.
It seems pretty psychotic too.
It was terrifying.
Absolutely. You can't expect that shit. You can't train for that shit.
My commander was speaking to me from the bushes.
Oh god, imagine that was an actual thing. Like someone like you could probably do that in the digital age of like you find like if you like your commanding officer is like a media personality or something. So like enemy psychological electronic warfare division is like doctored a speech of him saying that the entire cause is fake and you should surrender or
God.
something.
No,
That'd be next level.
You know what you should do, Liru?
What?
I know you don't make PvP ops, but you should make a sort of defense ops, same sort of style, but somehow like see if you can engineer or get a what do you call it, a loudspeaker mod, so you can just shout at the player base.
There's a way you can
While
use
they're
TFAR with speakers on radios, and you can make something like that. I'd make PvP ops, but no one wants me to make PvP ops in all the player
want you to
bases I
make
work
PvP
with,
ops.
so
I want you. I'm a player base.
I make whatever the majority of my players tell me to through polls or recommended things. So if you find me a player base that wants PvP, I'll make it.
Goodbye.
Bye, Dream.
The TFAR took
We'll see you in therapy. Ooh, a little bit of a...
Oh my god, they actually
Delay.
did recreate the last helicopter out of Saigon.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually. Yeah, I mean they obviously they are using Saigon, but this is a pretty nice little recreation. A little framey with all the smoke and stuff, but
Oh, so that was a famous, that
The-
scene
the-
where
the
they're
famous
climbing the
photo-
stairs.
photo.
Yeah, that wasn't the embassy. That was a CIA building. Everyone thinks it was the embassy, but it wasn't. Like in that photo, that was a CIA building nearby.
All right, so real quick, just to go over kits.
Crazy
You should know
shot.
by now they haven't really changed.
Hmm.
I mean, they actually really haven't. I won't even bother really going over them. But they're the same. PAVN versus, I believe, Arvin's one more time. It's been interesting the fact that we've seen more Arvin's than we have.
Not a
actual
story the
Marines or
Americans will
GIs,
tell you.
Really. And in the end, it doesn't make too much of a difference. They're using that same kit, but I'm definitely would be more used to the. I think they might have done. They didn't want to do olive drab versus olive drab, so they did a lot of Arvin for the camo pattern of the Erdl. But regardless, kits are pretty much the same. Green 4 have 4 M2 statics to put around for the defense of Saigon, and then Red 4 have a couple of Dishcom BTR 40s, actually 4 Dishcom BTR 40s, and then some extra transport trucks and a transport BTR 40. So basic stuff. But yeah, if you want to go over the roster real quick.
All right, going over it real quick. We got Pierce commanding, one of the top commanders here. I was comparing him to Vargrant, so I'll be curious to see what he does with his loadout today. But so far, Op 4 has been winning both scenarios, so let's see if they can go 3-4-3 tonight. I only see 1 sector. I thought it was 2 sectors. Did I get that wrong? Because I only see 1 at the moment.
I see 2 in Saigon. There's one to the left, one to the right.
Ah, okay, so it just hasn't initiated properly because I only see the 1 in the on my little roster there.
Oh, the mark is there.
Yeah.
I see.
To 1, sector
weird.
2.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that is fine. We got Whale commanding the X-Ray group. G-Legs is going to be the sniper here, and Dream is going to be one of the suppressed shooters with that Swedish submachine gun. Otherwise, we've got Montgomery leading Alpha with members of the 29th ID under Alpha 1. Alpha 2 has a mix of 17th RB, 4IB, and CF. We got Bravo HQ led by Schnuffles with Zoni and Korvac under him. Bravo 1 has Criminal, Vagrant, and Koak. Bravo 2 has Mac Merritt, Whiplash, Glitch, and Dreadnought. Are those all for SOG devs?
No, just Mac and Whiplash.
Gotcha. Okay, so Glitch and Dreadnought are joined up with them. And then we have Charlie HQ has Papega led by Sideways, but they got members like Kane and Armored Jesus with them and Legal Action. So I'll be curious to see what they do now, finally, on an attacking faction, which is their element. And then Nader's under Delta 1 on his own. He'll probably join up with another group. But that's all I got.
Oh my god.
What?
Sorry, I just saw a dream fly.
They're doing the enhanced movement glitch where you do a jump while you're sprinting. You also spin, and it just knocks you in a
Further away.
random direction. There's ways to
Yes.
control it, though.
There's ways to harness this power for good.
Werewolf
and
Boy,
for
thank you
evil.
so much for the tier 3 sub. Seriously, that means a lot, man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I sincerely hope you get a nice kick
Dream has
out of
now
this
got
scenario.
himself stuck inside a watchtower.
Yes. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look at Green 4 here, and then I'll break down the roster and the AOs.
Go for it.
Well, tell me what they got.
Oh, again, same deal, same kind of Arvin kit. M16s, M4s, sorry, M16s, M14s, a couple of carbines, a couple of M60s, same old, same old. M40 on, I believe, Carry again. Yeah, Carry again with the M40. So he's been.
They're looking up at
Has he
me.
gotten it twice tonight?
Possibly.
I think I want to say he might have. Either that or he just got another high, high quality slot.
Hey, give me 1 second. A fire truck just pulled up into our neighborhood.
Oh, cool. That's always fun.
So I would say best place for that M40 is lying down in the street, at street level with those really long like avenues you can see. You don't want to be up high because you're going to get all the street, the other street corners and the buildings blocking you. But if you're down on a street looking down a really long road like that, you've got a chance of getting some really good sniper kills long range.
Absolutely, and there's plenty of good avenues to aim down. Green Fort do, I mean.
Sorry
so
about that. We're
sometimes
just
they
making
know
sure everything
where
was
Red
okay.
Fort's coming from. Sometimes they don't. I don't know what the deal is with this one.
Back.
Assuming they, welcome back. Assuming Green Fort know where Red Fort is coming from, they do have some avenues to watch for the approach to the from the west. But they may also, if they don't know where they're coming from, then they might spread out they should spread out their defenses and look a bit more north and northeast and prepare for something to come from those directions.
Yeah, there are some really good places to hide in the northwest, in the factory zone, up on the roofs where you can see right across parts of the city. But my feeling is, if I had the M40, I'd sit on a crossroads where I've got like a 90-degree view down two really long avenues, and then just basically pick off anyone that crosses that road, or either road.
I don't know, just with the whole size of this AO here and the fact that there's only 70, so it's going to be around like, a 30 v 40, something skewed like that. The defensive faction really has to pick and choose where they're going to make their stands, and that is probably going to be most concentrated around the sectors themselves. But Barb, can I break the roster down?
Go for it, absolutely.
Right. So Maz is leading the defensive garrison here as Platoon HQ. He's got no one else under him. He is good with small level tactics like what I just described in terms of static defenses, so I'll be curious to see what he comes up with there. I base this off of the fact that he is one of the mission devs for FNF, and he makes a lot of really, really cool missions, so if you are someone to make a lot of those custom style AOs, you should be able to defend an AO like that very well. So just curious to see where he'll deploy his force. But otherwise, we have X-Ray being led by Iander. I never thought I'd see Iander lead X-Ray. That's an interesting one.
Right.
He must be in a mood, because normally he's just the AT man.
He led X-Ray as well earlier tonight. This is
Did
the
he?
second time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. Nice. Good on him. Kiri from TSB is going to be taking the M40. I do agree, his placement is going to be very crucial for the defensive operation of this scenario, and it looks like they're going to put him on a neighboring rooftop of Sector 1. I don't see that. That's not a bad call, in my opinion. He'll have some pretty good eyes on. Just the smoke is really going to obscure some of his lines, so he's got to be careful about that. But we also have Nemesis playing as the medic, Danny the Cheeto, as one of the suppressed gunners there. Does he have a Sten?
Yes.
Nice.
Sen is one of the options. So
I normally would always see the Swedish gun used or the grease
Yeah,
gun,
the
never the
Swedish
Stens. That's a good choice.
I mean, it's all 9mm suppressed at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
But otherwise, we got Anderson leading the Alpha HQ group here. We've got a mix of 2nd MRB and 29th ID guys under Alpha 1 and Alpha 2. Noteworthy-wise, I mean, a lot of these players are pretty good in their own right, so I'll skip over. And then we've got Bravo HQ has Mito, Acid Pantalones, Morgan, Nuclear Moose, Sam Hanwich, Aussie Wookie, and Lurch. And then we have another Dooley and Bayant combo. But Bayant is an explosive specialist, and he's already placing some tripwire mines. I don't know if those are the Boom Boom ones or the Flary Flare ones, so we'll just have to see until someone steps on it. But otherwise, looking at the sectors themselves, I'm going to be honest, I think Green 4 has the numbers to only hold one well, and I think that's exactly what they're doing by just chilling at Sector 1. Sector 2, if they had the numbers, would also be a really good place to hold at the palace itself, using the openings in the fence as choke points, but there's just not a lot of internal cover here to fully capitalize on this AO, in my opinion. So Sector 1 being, some buildings, the extent of this one, the southwestern cornered building, you can get on the second story of that. It's got its own little internal perimeter as well. Really great spots to hide in. And then you also have the internal structure of this little hotel area you can hold. And then right across the street, you've got some really good buildings. They're actually marked on the map, the ones with the house structure. All of those stories are enterable. If not, the windows can't be accessed, but you can at least get on the outside, what would this be called? Not a catwalk, not really a balcony either. Would it be a balcony? I guess walkway would be the best term. But, you know, like, because, you know, balcony implies that, you know, it's cut off. Catwalk would, I feel like, it's not the right term to use, but you get what I mean. Like, just all that extra room you can maneuver around
Yeah.
and whatnot. And then you can always get into the hallways of the top floors and try to maneuver around. I've seen Bay, for example, run circles around an entire force trying to clear out that building, and he was able to get quite a few of them before he was eventually picked off. But tactics like that is what the defense needs to capitalize on in order to wrestle the number advantage away from Op4 and potentially keep an iron grip on the sector itself. What to predict at? Let's look. 19.6K to 56.4K. Just jumped up to 21.6. So one side is definitely being favored.
Yeah, I think this is going to turn some really violent fighting on the streets, and I'm excited to see what happens.
I wonder if the damage is enabled or disabled for all the guys on the tall building, all the AI. Maybe, just maybe, there's a scripted trigger that'll go off when the mission officially begins and the Huey will actually fly off. I'd love to see something like that.
Looking at the people up there, they're not moving an inch. So oh no, some of them.
No,
are.
they are. That's what's concerning me. They could just have a trigger where the simulation for the Huey gets turned on at that point. So I'll be watching this to see what happens. Because again, with scripted triggers, you can do a lot of cool stuff with it.
Absolutely. I'm more excited to see someone hit that Huey with an RPG and blow up and kill all the
Oh my
civilians
God.
on top.
Of course you would.
Or once shots start flying, the civilians start running for their lives and like
They'll run off the building and yeah.
A dozen of them run like in
AI
plummet
pathfinding
15
at its
stories to
finest.
their death. Yeah. We should see him get going in here in just a couple minutes. Egg, what are your thoughts?
Bohemia cars. That's
Well,
cute.
just interesting to see how the battle plays out, really. I mean, Bygone's quite heavy on FPS, and you know, players with weaker machines will potentially struggle.
Especially with all these smoke effects going on.
Yeah, it's more just the sheer number of models that they're drawing, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
the density.
Yeah, and I mean, particularly because you don't have AI, you don't have the same problems. But you know, viewers watching this might like to know that if you put AI in the surrounding paddy fields and tell them to move into Saigon, you know, the pathfinding they're doing, that causes a lot of use on the CPU. And so you can get like 20 FPS and think, oh, this is terrible, you know, but it's actually the AI pathfinding that's causing that rather than our actual map design. In a way, so we put in a lot of fake hidden path special models that are invisible to enable the AI to overcome those sorts of things, you know. But yeah, Saigon is traditionally like one of those places where you can have great urban battles. The sounds of the battles are amazing, the sounds and everything.
So, real quick, Bay, one of the tripwire flares, tripwire mines put down, it was the flare model, and we know because someone just tripped it off. So, sorry, continue.
Yeah, you can get on most of the roofs. Like, these are not just your normal Tanoa buildings. They're, you know, we actually added climbable drain pipes to most of the buildings, so you can get on the roofs.
Bruh.
And, guys don't know that, you know, they won't know it. But if people like Whiplash and Mac around, they'll be telling guys you can climb the drain pipes.
Developer advantages.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Now, I really, really like the little bodega at the northern corner of Sector 1, how they've set up an M2 up there. I was really hoping they would...
So the kitty bar is a matter of pride, you know, you've got to hold that building. And if you actually look at the balcony on the kitty bar, it's got a secret sliding door sniper hole, which I had made. So when you're up on the top floor on the outside balcony, you'll notice there's a sign against the outside wall, just lying on its side. And if you slide it to one side, you can actually shoot through the hole.
Where is this at again?
So,
I'm
if you
watching
look
it.
right in front of the M2 static, you can actually see
there you
it
go.
with the little
Yeah.
brilliant out thing.
That busted brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
see.
I cut myself off because I heard a mine go off because Green 4 accidentally tripped one of their own mines in there.
Yeah,
That's a sliding door, so you can actually slide the door across and snipe through it. So if we deliberately put that on the crossroads, like I would use that. I would use that. As
That's
a way of-
awesome.
Yeah, I would only say that it's probably not good just because of its positioning, looking southeast, probably the opposite direction of where Red Bull is going to come
right,
from.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
But
okay, yeah.
otherwise, I mean, hey, you never know. They may
Well-
do some kind of weird flank from the east.
I mean, let's say Op4 gets some forces in the sector itself, and Green 4 is stuck in the hotel, and they're being pushed. That little door, little thing being slid aside, and someone staying low right there, I mean, they could just immediately wipe anyone on the street.
Yeah, I mean that's
No
how it
war
was designed.
crimes in
It's
Saigon.
very key.
Look at what
position.
Michael's doing. He's keyholing it, too.
You can only get to the closed part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he's going to see the.
The little pop-up to allow him to actually move it over.
Oh, I think he might have just.
Yeah!
Yes! I know,
I love
he's
it.
amazed, and he's like, he's gonna go and he's gonna share that story of how he found that out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Scooty Scout, thanks for the
when the guys
5,000
first-
bits,
Oh,
my
I
man.
think he's getting
No
other
war
people to
crimes
look
in
at it.
Saigon, yeah,
he's
damn
getting
right.
Anderson and Cosmo not to look at it, I think.
Hey, check
But,
this
uh,
out.
When this building was first designed, I said, right, guys,
I really
it
do
looks great.
appreciate
Now
it,
break a
Scooty.
hole in this
Hope you keep
wall and
enjoying
put a
everything. I hope you get a
board
nice
in
kick out of this
slide." And they
scenario.
were like, what?
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you crazy old man?
Yeah. And I was like, no, this is what we need because you need to be able to use it as a tactical vantage point.
Mhm.
Of course, they put a 50 cal behind them, so everyone's going to be looking at that balcony.
Right.
now.
But if it was a low 50 cal mount,
With the sliding door, yeah,
with a
that
sliding door,
That would be
cool.
nasty.
that would be pretty fucking nasty. You just slide over and just. Dun, 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 dun.
I have a feeling you probably won't be able to see very well through the hole.
True.
No, but that's not the point. You just blast whatever's out there when someone tells you
Have
to.
a spotter, yeah.
Someone yells now, and you just the slow motion kicks in. So Red Fort are going to be pushing in from the northwest side, walking down these long roads. We might see some of those long shots, but they should have plenty of room to move through the avenues of the buildings, hopping over walls using enhanced movement, moving cover to cover, bounding using smoke and suppressive fire. All pretty good ways to advance down here, but once they start having contact, Green 4 is definitely going to adjust. And because it seems like it's a fairly one-sided assault so far, you might see one of the elements on the fringe kind of hook out and try and flank in. We'll see we'll see what happens.
A good way in from there is if they come over to the extreme west side, come past that garage that's on the west side. There's a gas station there, and then just basically come down and work their way down towards the cathedral, and that would secure their entire flank, and then they can turn in and work as one towards where the Infor are. Got a feeling they won't do that. They're going to just come in from the north, and then they're going to finish up, being sort of stymied across their entire front sector.
Possibly.
If I was
Yeah.
leading them, I'd take them down a flank, and come in from an unexpected direction. Keep quiet, keep the team together, keep quiet, and basically stack up from a flank rather than approaching front like they
Right.
are. Because in urban fighting like this, it's really you can lose the advantage so easily.
Absolutely.
So I do like how Bayant and Dooley are set up right now in two adjacent buildings that could potentially support each other. But just two guys laying in wait in really good positions where Op 4 is going to come in. They could potentially be the first harassing force. Also, Barb, do you have a number 1 and a number 2 sector, or just a number 1 sector on the top right of your screen?
I just have a number 1 sector.
Yeah, so I
This
think
could-
Sector 2 has been canceled
is
because
this
of the player
is this
count.
A rush? It's either been canceled or it's actually a rush.
It could be a rush, actually. You're right, because Sector 1 to be taken first, then Sector 2.
Well, no, because it doesn't say active or like activated like it normally does.
True.
I don't know.
We'll
It
see.
might. Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, Space Cowboy Carl.
I mean, if
I'm
Dream
sorry
was
to hear
here
that, man. You're
doing
right,
his
because normally I
job-
do see you, man. Hope everything's okay.
He decided to go and play.
Is that vehicle doing on its
Stream's
own?
going well so far. It's overextending, I guess, being a scout vehicle to see where they're going to get shot at so they can move OPFOR in after, but it's a very risky play, if not downright suicidal.
Yeah, Swola just heard it. He's not going to be able to relay that back, I don't think. Yeah, no, he's just an explosives guy. But Nemesis here, he's going to see it. And he has a great angle to get the gunner. Korvac tries to adjust, but can't. And now he's completely exposed from the back as he drives away. Nemesis isn't able to get the shot off.
He sidestepped him.
Yeah, he turns the corner. And now that's going to turn their attention maybe a little bit east as those gunshots from Nemesis draw their attention that way. It looks like some messages getting relayed. Seeing some activity on the northwest side. A lot of Red Force streaming in. This is good. This is good hustle. The further they move into here in the shortest amount of time, get really dug into the city, the best chance they have in taking on Green 4. Bay, though, he's going to start getting eyes on Armor Jesus, King, Legal Action, all these guys as they come down this little side street, moving through the rubble. As I say that, he's actually moving away, might move out entirely.
Ooh, I just realized Dooley's a marksman role because he got the little scope on the M16.
Yeah, he's got a little 2.5 times.
So just one thing I'd say, sorry to interrupt, one thing I'd say
Go ahead.
about the Infor guys is what they haven't done is set up M60s or M40s on all those really long avenues like I was saying earlier. And that's they've kind of given a bit of an open path to OPFOR because they should really be like locking those every single street. They should have guys covering down the long distance.
Instead, they've conceded it for OPFOR to do it with their mobile BTR 40s.
Exactly. Yeah. With each squad, the combat engineer does have access to the fortified tool. We do see stuff like the bunker inside the
Schnuffles rushed Bay
to the hotel.
Took him out.
Little choke pieces.
How unfortunate.
But they can also build stuff just like small sandbags, and they could easily set up a little machine gun
Patriot
nest
just
like
tripped that flare.
Instead of him being protected by a hope and a prayer, there's actually some sandbags and some cover for him to work with and poke out of.
Doing well, Warsage. Doing well.
So yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it's a bit of a botched defense, at least as far as the defenses are concerned.
So a few things that happened while you were speaking. Patriot tripped a tripwire flare on the outskirts on his own as he was maneuvering. Bayant was eliminated by Schnuffles, who breached his building, actually won the one-on-one fight. And Green 4 is starting to pull in some of their outer defense. Actually, no, I thought X-Ray was being pulled in, but that is not the case. Night Owl just tripped another tripwire mine of his own group, and or these are grenades. I honestly don't know what's going on here. Patriot tripping another tripwire flare. And this is going to confuse Green 4 into thinking that OPFOR is coming from the direct north instead of the northwest. So that might buy OPFOR some time, or not time, a window, if Green 4 tries to reposition their force to fight against a potential northern force.
Yeah, it opens up the opportunity of a force that doesn't exist.
Yeah. GL just hit that BTR 40 zone he was driving. Dishka gunner returning fire. Locking down the streets with a volume of fire to keep Green 4 suppressed. Another GL goes in. The front wheels of that BTR 40, the front right one is down. And another few GLs going in and actually destroy the vehicle. Nice. Korvac gets head bugged for me, so now he's prone running.
He is now a red slug sliding over the ground. And there's Night Owl just on the other side of this wall.
Oh, he's going to get a beautiful flank here if he looks right.
But he doesn't look right. He looks left. He looks wrong. Moves to the building, though. Could come up on them from this way. No, of course not.
He's hunting for him. Smoke's now billing out. Korvac.
There you go.
Nice. And there's the double tap. Here's Zoni coming around. Nope, he's already in the next block over. Meanwhile, you hear heavy fire.
He hears that because of the suppressed gunfire. I really don't think he heard those shots.
So you got Green 4 trying to suppress the street That's exactly what Op 4 wants them to do, to be distracted, because they're pushing up the neighboring alleyway here. Big explosion just caused a little bit of a lag spike there. That might have been some sort of explosive trap. It took out the gas station. That was the lag spike.
That's what it was, yeah. I don't know if it was cook-off from the BTR or a separate explosion, but
There,
yeah.
there was a separate explosion first, so.
Up in flames.
I got Op 4 locking down the street here, trying to fire downward. Look at all that debris.
Yeah,
So many particles.
Bohemia fuel explosion effects. It does cause a lag spike.
Yeah.
Get it. Suppress the fire to the north like you were talking about. Sorry I interrupted you.
That now finds that other guy and kills him. Sorry.
I'm just joking in with boring shit, but you sometimes get it when you shoot a fuel tank on a truck or a tank
Right.
as well.
Ooh, multiple buildings go down from an explosive trap. I'm not sure if that got anyone. It might have been triggered a little prematurely.
I think so. I think it was, because I'm not seeing
Part
any
of a
bodies.
block was leveled.
Yeah, definitely a heavy explosive. And now my frame's dipping down to single digits. Julie's still up on that roof.
Maz
though.
running around, finds Coop. Gets Coop, but he is crippled. Got some concealment to work with, because if it wasn't there, a lot of Op 4 guys would turn and shoot him.
Oh, people are actually shooting at the helicopter.
Yeah, I saw they missed a rocket on the Huey.
It's just barely skimmed over. Come on, send another one up there, please. Just a GL, just something. Ooh, I just saw someone on a roof get dropped.
Yeah. One of Papega's.
Yeah, went off over the double barrel. That was one of the combat engineers.
That was Flux. Armament Jesus, meanwhile, dead in the alleyway. Maz putting some GLs on the street past that smoke. He doesn't realize it, but he's getting a lot of kills. Puts a GL right on Pinto.
Adrian trying to figure out what's going on.
Yep. They're throwing some smokes to try to conceal themselves. Norris knocked unconscious. Now we're seeing some rounds getting fired up on Maz's position.
Dryden, I think, finally just saw the target. No, still doesn't quite see it. Lays down. Might put
What a Chad using a dead body as cover.
Maz, I think, might be out of GLs. Here comes Sholin from his rear. He's got that RPG. Goes for a random building. Not sure what he was going for. There's X-ray for Green 4 on the north side, clearing out that supposed contact. They're just going to find another 3-man team. So a bit of an even fight, which is not what you want against Scandy. But they should be pretty exhausted by this point in the night, so we'll see what how good they're able to perform.
Maz pulled back to the friendly defensive position. We still have Dooley in the middle of everything, but he's too focused on watching his stairwell because he thinks he's being flanked. Meanwhile, Nemesis and Kiri trying to flank around with X-Ray, but Kiri is knocked out.
I'm wondering where Blue 4 put their 50 cals.
We know where one is. It's in the Kitty Club. The other second one's at the the intersection next to the hotel.
What? That's the Pantalones have an SSWT kit.
The marksman teams get the get them, but the other two are down the street to the south. Aussie Wookie on the second story. Oh, you're right. No, that is an SSWT kit. So I don't know where the fourth M2 is.
Interesting. Red 4 right now, honestly, they're kind of stagnating.
Yeah.
You see some of them trying to flank around from the south, but a lot of them are just kind of looking around, not knowing what exactly to do.
It's because forces like Papega that were charging in are starting to meet their match here. They were repelled. You see right all the way up to Anderson and Arcor's position. If you look under that tree to the west of their building, you'll see a dead PAVN guy there and a dead Blue 4 guy at the stairwell. So it looks like they were pushed back. And I think Op 4 is just trying to find a different angle to come down now because of all that fire from the M2s down the street.
Julie's still up on that building, by the way. Same one we saw him on earlier. So he may be able to peek out, do some more damage here and there, but he's going to have to really pick his shots. Be careful trying to get discovered.
So Korvac rushed with that BTR on Green 4 X-Ray because that's what he was ordered to do, apparently.
You know, that's good. That's good that he was ordered to do something instead of just shooting mission.
Wow, Nemesis just took out Whiplash. Mac Merritt and Glitch, who are the surviving members of Bravo 2.
Just took them both out like nothing.
Yep, just breached that room and annihilated the both of them. Jesus.
Wish I had seen it.
Nem, when he gets out of his boomer mode and he goes full on murder mode, he will get people. His CQC is incredible. That's why he used to be my top pick before Bay outshined him, but he is still a very good player because he's able to pull shit like that.
Yeah, some more Red 4 pop and smoke to the south. Gonna try and cross over that way. We see the bullets actually
Explosive just went off. A building just got leveled.
Buildings. That's what I always loved about that they actually have some battle damage models instead of just fully destroyed.
So Op4 pops some smoke. They're trying to cross to reinforce what remains of Papega, which is just Kane. Sholin just poked his head out of an alleyway, and I think Lurch just sniped him from the top story of the building he's in. Again, I pointed these buildings out, these hotel-marked buildings with the little household thing with the red tops, that multi-story and the catwalks, whatever the heck we call them. Really great positions for you to poke out of a window and just take people out if you could see them. And Lurch is definitely capitalizing on it by picking off Sholin right there. So I think Op4 seem a little confused because we got a lot of forces running around the other sector that's grayed out right now. I don't know if they're just trying to clear it out or what, but based off of how they're looking around, I think they think there's Green 4 in there.
Possibly. Dream, remarkably, is still alive.
I want to see Dooley start poking out. Night Owl coming in with his suppressed gun. Unfortunately, he's taken out by Criminal. That grenade does some more damage, but nothing concrete. Another grenade went off and actually changed the building's damage texture. All right, we need to see Dooley come out and start trying to pick people off, because otherwise everyone's going to go past him. Wow, Nemesis just picked off a PRVN guy that was trying to get in the middle of their lines. That's at least the third kill I've seen from him, but he's probably gotten more at this rate.
Yeah, probably a few more at least.
We need to see Dooley get a little more comfortable and then start moving in behind Op4's line. I think Green 4's in a good spot to hold, but that's only if Op4 continues to drag their feet on this push. Green 4, in fact, they've gotten a little paranoid here. They sent a 4-man force down to the southwest, thinking that Op4 is trying to flank, but in reality, Op4 was just regrouping for another attack. So we need to see Green 4 X-Ray continue on this flank. We need to see Dooley come out and do something, because otherwise Op4, I think, is still going to be able to steamroll in, because Green 4 is just piecemealing themselves. And
we already have Anderson and Dreek in the face of this squad or so of Red 4 before they start attacking Sector 1 directly. If X-Ray can push south and take care of CF and Sideways group here, that opens up the flank of
Op4 Command, Pierce is still up.
That main Red 4 group.
Maz, Green 4 Command is down.
At that point, that's 3
He was down
Green
way
4,
out. Oh yeah, he
maybe,
pushed
4
that
Green 4
corner.
if you include Dooley going
I saw him pull
up
back,
against
but pushed
maybe
again and got
3
picked
times
off,
their fighting
unfortunately.
force size, but with people like Nemesis and Iander and Carry, I mean, even all 4 of them, the 4 of them combined, they could. I think they could do that.
Dream is still
We'll see if
alive.
they're
He's
able to,
chilling
if
in
they
this
even try
compound.
it, but Nemesis is moving down that way towards Criminal and CF, so we may see something try to precipitate from this.
Well, 3-to-1 odds. That's why God invented the hand grenade.
3-to-1, then it is a fair fight.
Halo 3 quotes.
2.
No, that was Halo 3.
Was it 3? No,
Yep.
I thought it was 2.
Against the Brutes.
Ooh, Carry with a great shot with the M40 against.
He got Eagle.
whoever that
That was Eagle.
Ooh,
Almost a blue on Nemesis.
yeah, Nemesis.
Criminal coming around, catches Iander out of position. Iander has a stolen PKM though.
Oh, of course he does.
Starts suppressing.
Well, that nade could be good if Iander pulls back right now, which he does to reload.
Oh!
Knocks him down with 1.
It's a weak one though.
Yep, and he has to crawl away.
Op4 now trying to push into the sector itself. Criminal running around on the outskirts trying to see if there's anyone he can pick off. Meanwhile, that 4-man Green 4 force is starting to get thinned out. They're down to 2 with Acid as an unconscious third. Skipper, we see a few other Op4 bodies here, but Op4 has more forces to push in.
There's King on the roof trying to get some eyes. Could get a good shot onto Ash if he pushes up to the corner.
Dooley still holding the rear. He's out of position at this point. Iander getting knocked out by Criminal. Nemesis getting picked off by Criminal as well. Curie comes in and gets the kill.
Nice. Yeah, it is just down to Carrie and Iander, though. Oh,
Iander
Dooley
might
is
be
still
wake-up
there,
check,
but
though.
Dooley is, he hasn't moved from this corner in about
Acid
20
wakes back
minutes.
up.
And I don't entirely blame him.
I think Op4 might be able to get it. They have a definitive number advantage. The 2 flanks that Green 4 had have been either pushed back, or, have either been whittled down to a minimal threat, or they're currently being engaged so they can't maneuver. We might see Op4 still be able to just steamroll in.
Yeah, just northwest of Sector 1. King giving that Overwatch. Didn't manage to get Ash, take him out
Green
on that.
4, they
that
spread
again,
themselves
too.
out too
If they
much
can
and
organize
got
a
screwed.
push across the street and start getting into the parking lot of Sector 1, they could, you know, start taking apart the defenses, and we could see a quick end to this.
My. Patriot, not sure if he just picks... Yeah, so he found Lurch's position, double tapping him as well in that multi-story building. You're seeing Nuclear Moose, Acid, and Sam firing to the north, trying to catch some Op4 in an alleyway. Managed to get a headshot on a guy standing on a pile of garbage. Great shot there. But Dream now trying to flank around, knocks out and eliminates Nuclear Moose. Now he's going to pull back. Grenade being thrown out goes, to smoke. If it was an actual grenade, it would have been able to, something fragmentation like that, it might have been able to knock Sam to his legs.
Yeah, but they're starting to push back up north and regroup, which I think is pretty much their only chance at this point.
We need to see Dooley make a play here. He's starting to run down the street, might catch Dryden on the rear, but the building's just out far enough that Dooley can't find an angle. But he's about to be able to shoot a lot of guys in the back of the head right now. Might pick out Pierce. He doesn't run that way. He sees multiple guys. Herb was looking back in that direction. He doesn't turn. Smoke slightly concealing. Montgomery turned his head. Double kill. Oh, he got too greedy. Did not pull back to cover.
Patriot, what the fuck was that? He hopped over a ledge in between Sam Hamwich and Massive Pantalones. They just looked at him and shot him.
Oh my god. Patriot went a little too aggressive there, and unfortunately, he paid the price.
Well, it's an intense close-quarter battle.
I think we're seeing some green on green, actually. Bacon and Nightshade were firing over in the direction of King Cossum and T4 Herb.
Gary's still trying to get Iander back up. He might need to go and just leave him if he
Yeah.
can back up at this point, but he has no idea what the situation is back towards the hotel.
All those bandages on Iander, there's no way. He's bled out too much, unfortunately.
And now is Red 4. They're mopping up.
I don't know who
all the
fired
Green
that
4.
GL, but that knocked
Cossum, I
Cossum
think, just
out.
went down to a mine or a stray grenade or
A
something.
GL was fired on him. It looked like it might have been from Olaf or Dream's position.
Of course.
Red on
Speaking
red,
of-
baby.
Speaking of which, they are starting to push now from the south. Dream, Olaf, Bacon Flavored Ivan, all of them going through those alleys, and they are really encircled here. Cosmo and Anderson are trying to hold the lobby of this hotel. They actually have a bunker from, I think this is one of the Altus bunkers, or maybe Tanoa.
This is Tanoa.
Yeah. So they have, they have something. It's a little obtuse.
As long as it's not blocking the doorway, they're fine.
It is-
By
there
legal
is an
definition of
entrance.
FNF. The entrance, it just covers the entrance. Oh, man. It's a modern piece of architecture for the time standard.
If they, whoever was on top just got sniped the fuck out by Pierce there looking through the window, I think. Either that or I think it was Dryden, yeah, who's now pushing up with that PKM. Anderson hops out of the lobby. And is
Four
running to
green
the
four
parking lot.
in the sector. We still have, wow. I don't know how, but Curie was able to get Iander up. That means Curie was the medic.
I see.
Even though he has the sniper rifle, so I don't know how he got him up.
I don't know. Olaf is now engaging Anderson in the alley behind the hotel.
For the discerning
He's trying to push
homeowner.
back.
Yeah,
And
right.
now Anderson's really feeling the pressure. And with Dryden now inside the sector, only 4 green force standing in the way. And here comes Pierce looking to back up Dryden. He's going to run possibly into Anderson. No, they both back away.
Olaf taking this incredibly cautiously. He's running around.
Anderson needs to find a spot to hunker down. He and Solo are both just maneuvering in the open.
We'll see if Iander and Kiri can get back into this AO and reinforce, but Green 4 is in a lot of trouble.
Still have 25 minutes that they have to hold out. Well, really 23, but still, it'd be an hour for all it's worth. I don't think they're going to last that long. Dryden now pushing into the parking lot through the purple smoke. Going to come on the back of Anderson. And with that PK,
Catches him.
sprays him down before he even knows what happened. As the Pantalones is firing to the south, which gives Dryden the perfect cover. Sam Hamwich is looking through the pillbox, but can't quite find anything.
Swallow was also taken out. It's down to 2 Green 4 defenders, but Iander and Kiri are trying to run back into the sector. Might be able to get on the opposite side of it just in time, but it's only delaying the inevitable at this point. Acid Pantalone is being suppressed either by Nightshade or Whale. No, they're firing out. I think Dream just got taken out by that suppression.
Nice. I mean,
No, it was the other X-ray suppressed guy. Yeah, sorry to say.
And now Dryden reloading it, fresh box, links up with Pierce, and now maybe a little bit more confident can start slicing
Kiri
out
just
these
sniped
pillboxes.
Cossum.
Sam Hamwich looking in the right direction.
There's the fourth
I think might have
M2.
just seen Dryden. Still, yeah, looking at that corner where Dryden peeked out. And that's a bad day, Dryden.
Iander flanking. Dryden and the other guy managed to take them both out. As Kiri is also popping off shots, managed to knock out Cossum.
Ooh, yeah, Sam's down. Sam is dead. It is down to Acid Pantalones, and Nightshade is coming up from the southwest.
Cossum wakes back up. Iander and Kiri need to push in that sector before Acid Pantalones goes down.
Dryden actually wakes back up.
Kiri putting another shot out. Ooh, but Iander taken out by Dryden. Revenge.
Nice. Good reaction. That just leaves Carey to try and suppress him back.
Unable to land that shot. Dryden blind firing. He's unable to see Kiri because of that smoke billow.
Yep.
Acid just hunkering down right now as Op4 regroups to decide how they're going to push back into the sector.
Dryden perfectly concealed by that smoke pillar.
Acid has to have an M60. Based on the gunshots I've heard. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, it's just Acid, and with that fire dying down, we should see 15 minutes called here. It's 60 minutes to go, but it's...
15 minutes will be called in 6 minutes, yeah.
Yes, you're right. So we still have about 21 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's no way.
No way.
Acid has an M60, it's CQC. If Op4 continues to trickle in, there's a very big chance. I think Sideways just tripped an explosive tripwire mine, but it did not do any damage. Now we got Norris rallying as a 4-man team in a diamond formation. Now they're going to a bit more of a line. They're going to grab Nightshade too and probably push into the sector as Dryden starts clearing things out.
Yeah, he cleared the first pillbox, found the body of Sam Hamwich, and now he's looking possibly to move to the other one. Acid actually fires a GL in there, but it doesn't quite meet that minimum arming distance and just lodges into the wall.
God, I hate that.
I don't think it would have done much anyway, but no.
Well, Dryden was already knocked unconscious before and suffered a lot of hits, so that might have knocked him out again.
At best, it would have been a ricochet of a
Oh
fragmentation.
God, look at all this yellow smoke. There it is. Takes him out the M60, but
Nice.
now we got
There
King.
comes King. He sees that
And it's G.
spam.
No, Carrie's in the sector.
No,
Wait. No, you're right. This is one of those.
it
Now
is.
Carrie's running.
Yeah, he's got to run.
He's running for sector 2. He's triple timing.
Cossum here is
Cossum's
healing.
bandaging.
Oh, but he doesn't
Carrie
go into
ducks
the line of
left.
Carrie. Did Cossum see him? I think he did. Because now he's chasing.
Oh,
Now,
my
Shane's right
God.
on the opposite side of the street from him.
Curie has a freaking sniper
They're
rifle.
running down the same street, but they're just running for the objective. They're not even.
He's in the
looking
sector.
He's in the sector.
Oh my
He's gonna
God,
go
the
for the
juke.
mansion.
VOD4 just left one guy back there to be over, but now it's going to be extended for another 5 minutes, give or take. Probably
Yeah,
at
here comes
most.
Nightshade. Once they walk in that sector and see that it doesn't get captured, they're gonna go, "What the fuck?"
Green 4.
Carrie hops in a spider hole that was here the whole time.
Oh, but he went in the spider hole and it doesnn't count as him being in the sector.
That
Oh!
doesn't being in the sector. Oh my god. Because it's a vehicle.
Oh my God.
It's a vehicle.
Oh my fucking God.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Unfortunate.
What was unfortunate?
Curie
Oh.
went into a spider hole in the last sector, but didn't count him as actually being in the sector, so
Yeah,
he lost
was
the
in last
sector.
sector, but he went into the spider hole that was built there.
It is
hours
BS,
beforehand.
unfortunately. What can you do?
Oh my god. That was fucking... That must have been epic to watch. It was terrifying to be in. Because every corner you go around, you'd have to fucking triple check it.
Oh, absolutely. And Green 4 did not hold that nearly as well as they could have. Eggbeast was
right.
talking about, holding down streets with M40s and M60s, just watching down the entirety
Sorry,
of the
guys.
approach. But
I think it would have just been a delay of the inevitable,
an
though.
average defense of that city could have been a lot better, but for what they had, I think Green 4 held on pretty well.
Yeah, you want to funnel the guys into like a certain streets. Like if you've got 3 streets in a row, you want to have the left street and the right street covered, and then funnel the enemy into the middle street, and then have your snipers and your grenadiers up on the roofs and stuff, like taking all the guys out as they think they're coming down a safe street. Something like that, some kind of funneling.
So we'll be
approach,
back in
that's
like
a
30
really good
minutes
way
to an
deal
hour
with
for some
massive
DayZ.
enemy
I'm going to
coming
get
in.
up and do a little bit of some errands before I
what we heard,
start
from
that
what
stream
I
up
heard,
again.
It was... It sounded like a fucking bloodbath that we got destroyed. How many of us were remaining at the end?
A pretty good
4.
chunk, like, I want to say a dozen at least.
Yeah, have you seen me almost kill King?
Yes, yes, I did.
That was something else. Nemesis, good job.
How do
Good
you guys
job.
like that?
That was awesome.
That was an explosive end.
Fun
And,
to watch.
you saw how Carrie choked it at the end, right?
Yeah, he jumped in.
He jumped in the spider hole. Yeah. Oh man.
Unlucky.
We had good fun though. We had a good push. Like, yeah.
Oh, it was great fun.
All right, we'll be back then.
Well,
Thank you
Just
so much
so
for
sad
watching.
that
Go
those two
operate
first missions
operationally.
went
Enjoy the
hardly
rest of your
good.
day or night.
Hey,
Hopefully, I'll see you in about 30 minutes for some DayZ.
Vietnam.
Yeah.